Welcome to the Awfully Hot Coffee Podcast. This is Brendan.
I'm Ben.
I'm Jamie.
And I'm Jacob.
Yeah!
Today, we're going to do our Yay rankings.
Kanye West. Is yay.
Chicago artist.
Thanks.
And this is going to be our last podcast.
Clickbait.
So,
We'll be going on a farewell tour.
for all of you, hundreds of viewers who are going to watch this, who are new to this, we're going to do in the same format that we did our...
Top 10s.
Okay, well, our top
You can check
10
it out.
hip-hop
It's the
albums.
only other video that we have.
80 views and counting. You know, we're going to look back on this one as 400K.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
So, who wants... I started the circle last time, so you start.
Shit. Okay. Well, we're going worst to best, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, starting off my Kanye worst to best list, I have Ye at the very bottom.
Oh,
this is already stupid.
Look at the fucking waveform.
That wasn't me this time.
This is,
Oh,
That was Ben.
Okay.
That was you.
this is ear rape warning so hard.
Okay.
Explain.
I kind of just want to pull up the track list and tell you,
I think that would be good.
yeah.
Pull up the track list.
Oh, you
go-
can easily do that, but you won't. You're not gonna
Got him.
get anywhere. Got him.
You're not gonna,
You're not gonna get anywhere.
Gonna,
Okay,
Right.
tell me, we're looking at the track list.
Track list.
Tell me which one of these songs is bad.
None of these songs are outright bad. There's not a Kanye album that is outright bad. It's Kanye. But I like it the least. Because, yeah, there are no bad songs in here. I would argue that, like, yeah, even, like, the worst Kanye song is better than, like, some trash rapper's best song. But everything here just
I would
feels...
hope so.
Yeah. It just feels like a deterioration of, like, the style, the artistry, to a base level. You can take the first 6 albums and they all have a theme. They all have a running idea or something that's like grounding them.
are you saying this doesn't have a theme? It very definitely has a theme.
Read the album cover.
I am getting there. Yeah, there's something consistent. There's something coherent. Then when you get to Pablo, it feels like the slap together, like kind of like Madcap thing, but it just barely pulls it off. Ye feels like a bunch of like discoherent ideas shoved together, and it's not bad. It just is it's not coherent, and yeah, I'm not here for it.
It feels like post sunken place, but still fucking crazy Kanye. Like MAGA hat Kanye.
I mean, he barely
Yes.
talks about that on the album, which, you know, I'm not mad at. Didn't want to hear that shit on the album, so, like, yeah.
There's a
But-
difference between barely and never.
I think
Yeah.
it was
On
a
this
good
we get
place to
barely.
go from the life of Pablo.
What do you say?
I think it's a good place to go from the life of Pablo. Because it just gets...
It's
It
a
feels
nice
like-
bridge between
Yeah.
the life of Pablo and Kids See Ghosts.
I will
guess.
agree with that.
It just feels like Life of Pablo, but condensed. But I feel like doing that, you lose a lot of what made Life of Pablo work, and like I said, just barely work. And yeah, I don't know. Things just like all throughout the album. I thought about Killing You doesn't go as hard as I feel like the beat doesn't drop as hard as it should. Oh,
It's intro.
it's just okay. I mean, and then it's like if we want to talk about the fucking bars, get your tooth chipped like Frito-Lay. Like just it.
Yeah, but
Oh,
Doritos,
hey,
You want to
Cheetos,
talk
and
about the
Fritos.
bars? Let's get to Jesus.
Yeah, I was gonna say, literally, we're not here for bars.
I
Like-
mean, okay,
Well, once you get
like
closer to the best, I would say we're here for the
yeah,
bars.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like I mean, like that's what I'm here for. I'm not here to hear like cringe ass bars. I'm like usually like that's okay. And like if we're talking about
Okay.
Okay.
like yeah, if I'm listening to a Travis Scott album, I'm not being like wow, Travis's lyricism. But like Kanye is always at least before.
I could
I guess the
shit all
past-
day, diaper.
Please stop. Yeah, he's an artist that you not like prided on lyricism, but like expected like coherency and themes from, and like on Ye, it's there, but it's just barely there, and yeah, so it's at the bottom for me.
I think something that I'm going to disagree with you on is that, like, so we can all agree that generally for every single Kanye album, the production is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I feel like the rapping, the artistry on this album isn't nearly bad enough to cancel that out as it is on other albums that he has.
I can't think of a Kanye album that has worse lyricism except for maybe 808s, but that doesn't even count because half the time, yeah.
There are actively bad bars on here,
Yes.
but on a song like, which is it? Yikes is the one that has.
Is it the
The-
Drake song?
Huh?
The song that Drake wrote for the hook?
I don't fucking know anything.
Which
about
one?
Yes.
That.
Okay.
Yikes is the one with the cum line.
Oh no,
Oh,
that's
we
all
wouldn't be
mine.
here.
The
All
cum
mine.
line.
Oh god,
That's
we
all
wouldn't be
mine.
here without cum.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that has the catchy.
No, that's not all mine.
Yeah. Huh?
I don't think
No one be here with outcome. That's not all mine.
Yeah, it is.
Is it?
It's the
it
one
might
with
be. I
the
think it is.
Valet hook or whatever.
Yeah, that's all mine. It's not.
Yeah,
it's
no,
not
you're
anything
right.
else.
What's that other shit? Titties focus two things at once.
Oh yeah.
That's
killing
not.
me.
But I think
okay.
that's funny,
But here's the thing: most bad Kanye lines are also funny.
Yeah, exactly.
which
You
is
can still
I
laugh at
almost see
them,
that
and
like as the
cringe.
goal.
As
It's like
opposed
the
to
bleach
like,
asshole line.
as opposed to like a Hobson.
I
bad
can't like
lyricism
imagine
where it's
him
just bad.
thinking that was really good. I would see it as a joke.
That's how I see, honestly, most of his quote unquote bad bars, where he's either
That's
I mean, but you still can't give him
It's not
a pass
even-
for it.
I'm not.
That's how I
but
used
I'm
to
not
see
giving
them,
a
but
pass.
now
I'm just saying it
kind
makes
of-
me laugh.
It goes over better than someone that really thinks that's a great line.
Yeah, definitely. But I just feel like even then, there's like a maybe it's just the way he said it before. But like I feel like bad bars before it's like oh it's Kanye, but here I feel like it's just like this is just bad. Like it's funny, but it's bad.
Yeah.
Anyway,
you
so you
are
said
wrong.
okay, but you said the production. Both of them. What were you gonna say?
I mean, I was basically just getting at. Honestly, I don't even remember.
Okay.
I was just getting at like. There are songs on here. There are fantastic songs on here that can make up for anything.
It's-
Like Ghost Town is one of his best songs that he's had in
Oh, definitely.
half
Ever.
a decade.
But also, I feel like even then, yeah. Actually, no. Okay, there was a review for Carter 4. It'll make sense eventually. Where, yeah, Carter 4 not very good. But anyway, there was a review for Carter 4 where somebody said, what's the song?
Mona Lisa?
No, Carter 4, 2011.
Oh.
Yeah. Where they said on the song "She Will," there's literally just a part where like Drake is singing and Wayne is in the background doing ad libs. And the reviewer was like, I think this is like some shitty ass Pitchfork review, but they said it's like it feels like Wayne is like content to like sit in the background and like no longer be like the star like factor on his own songs. And they said this isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it just seems like a far cry from like somebody who would take the center stage before. And I feel like the same thing is like evident on Ghost Town. Like Kanye has like a lot of good bars, but I feel like what's her name? 070 Shake or whatever her name is.
070 Shake.
070 Shake. Yeah, I feel like the main like the crux of that song is like Cudi and then like her, and I feel like Kanye's like contributions to the song, while they're important, are almost overshadowed by that. And I feel like that kind of energy runs rampant on Ye, where on every other album I feel like it hasn't, and it just kind of feels I don't know, tired.
Didn't you say the person who said that thing about the Carter 4 was a shitty...
The review is
was
trash,
a
but
shitty
that's
review,
a good point.
And now you're agreeing?
That was a good point, but the review overall was shitty.
Seems kind of sus.
That's a little suspect for me.
Sus.
Okay, well,
Alright.
we can move on to Brendan's words.
Worst Kanye album? Easy.
Look me in the eyes.
Yeezus
Leap off a building.
is barely acceptable.
Leap off a building
I'm not
As an
gonna.
album.
into a dumpster fire.
Wow. Okay. Well,
I think
we started the shit off right.
Oh, God.
Who can relate?
Okay. Well, let's go. Let's go through the songs then.
I mean, I Am a God is laughable.
Okay, I will give you that.
Easy.
Yeah. Okay.
That's pretty awful.
Guilt Trip is trash.
Stop it.
Hold My Liquor is fucking horrible.
Jesus.
Guilt Trip has the
Fucking
Cudi outro?
Christ.
I think
Stop it.
What the Chief Keef one is Hold My Liquor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
That,
sounds
I can
trash.
maybe give you that one, but that's it. Like that's it.
And the intro is trash.
Jump off a
So
building.
with a song,
God, you're
when you have
so-
an
you're
album
just
with
not
10
right.
songs and then like 4 or 5 of them aren't good,
No.
it
There's-
leaves the
So
album
then, what
being
songs?
pretty
What are
mediocre.
the best songs on there?
For me, Black Skinhead.
Okay. Basic.
I like I'm In It, even though I can admit
I'm In It
it's
goes
not
hard.
great.
Okay. What about like New
I
Slaves?
like Bound to, and I love Send It Up, and New Slaves is good. Yeah,
But you don't like Blood on the Leaves.
that one's pretty good, but it's too long.
Blood on the Leaves
Okay.
is one of my.
Too long?
Blood on the Leaves is
How
one of my favorite like Kanye
What
songs.
the
Yeah.
Because
What?
People
it's
hate
a
that song.
It's a
People
great,
hate that song? Who
Yeah.
hates that song?
There's like a
it's
bunch
a
of
great
like
beat, but it's just
think
like
pieces on like the sample and how
6
like
minutes long.
yeah.
Alright, no, who's making think pieces? about
Lots of
Blood
people
on the
will be
Leaves?
writing articles. It's like he had this like sample and then didn't do anything racially charged with it, which is stupid.
What?
But
Oh my
What?
god.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Just because. Oh my god. Okay.
it's a good song
Alright.
regardless. I enjoy it.
Not on
I just feel like he tried for a sound that he couldn't pull off. That's all. Like he usually ventures into sounds and does his own thing with it, but with this, I feel like he didn't even go
I feel like that's
as
exactly
well
what he
as
did.
like Death Grips would
Okay.
with his
Okay.
kind of sound.
That is kind of an unfair comparison.
Why?
Yeah.
I'm just saying
I
that
hate
he
when-
went for this sound
Yeah, but
it's
like
not as
he
good as
didn't
people
go
that are
for a
already
Death Grip
doing
sound. He just went for like I want an experimental sound, and then
Yeah,
people
that's
always
kind of
people
thing.
always
No, I
be
know,
like,
but there's-
oh, he's trying to
people
rip
are
off
like,
Death Grips.
oh,
I'm not
money
saying he's
store.
ripping off Death Grips. I'm saying he went for that kind of sound, but he didn't really go far enough with it.
Yeah, but
that was really
I feel like if you're just
impressive to
making
me.
Death Grips comparisons,
I'm not making a
it's
Death
not.
Grips comparison with the album
Did you
specifically.
literally not just make a Death Grips comparison?
No, I'm just saying he went for a sound industrial like Death Grips, but doesn't pull it
which
off
is a
as well
simile.
as people like them have already done.
I disagree, but
I disagree.
Okay.
I know you do, Jamie.
We'll get to my thoughts on Jesus in quite a few minutes.
Okay.
Ooh. Ooh.
Mine is going to be pretty boring because I really have nothing to say about it. My bottom one is Watch the Throne.
Yeah.
If we're doing that, then that's my bottom one too.
Yeah, because there's nothing really memorable about it. I mean, I will admit, I haven't listened to it in a very long time, but there's literally, you could probably remind me of, a song on there
No
that...
Church in the Wild alone shits on.
See,
okay.
that's a good song.
That
there's
is a
some
good
songs,
song.
There are some songs that just aged fucking horribly.
There's also...
and, just don't
The one
sound
with the-
great in general.
That Flux Pavilion sample.
That one's not good.
Yeah, that's kind of.
Every single Kanye album has at least one song that I'm like, this is a great song. This is one of my favorite songs in this genre ever. You know what I mean?
Niggas in Paris didn't.
Every single one has
Otis
one that suspends that. Okay, you also have that nostalgia with it.
Yeah.
Because I knew that song.
I think that's got to
obviously
be a
was
big
huge song.
factor for most of us. It's nostalgia.
Yeah.
I mean,
We
That's
got to
my
take
bitch,
that into
gotta have-
account.
There's so many. Okay.
I don't know. I never
here's,
really
here's
fell
the
in
track
love.
list if anybody wants it.
I never really fell in love with the Kanye album when I first started.
Murder
getting
to
into
Murder to
Excellence,
Excellence
like how-
is a really good song.
That might be
Gotta
top 10
have it.
Kanye.
It's
I gotta admit,
have it.
that's
what
a
I'm
fucking
saying. That
excellent
can't-
song.
That can't
The
be
production, the bars.
Those songs alone can't be at the bottom for me.
But
Otis is okay.
Oh, okay.
that's my bitch. What does that add really to anything?
I don't know. There's a moment on there when Charlie Wilson comes in, and it just.
Or I'm sorry,
you're talking about, the bonus
Lift Off
tracks.
is not that good. Of a
I will
song.
agree,
It really
especially
isn't.
with the fucking extended 10, 9, and it dead ass goes through the entire thing. It takes up a minute, and I'm like, nobody's rapping. It's just a countdown. I'm like, okay,
I will
all right.
admit, Why I Love You is a good outro song.
I like that
I
song.
agree.
That's a
That's
good
probably
outro.
the only song Jay-Z.
Rest in
got to
peace to
shine.
Mr. Hudson. He didn't die, but he fell off hard.
Oh man! All right, I guess we can go to Jacob now.
Jacob, it swung back to you.
Oh,
What is your penultimate?
So what is it? Is this? Oh, we should probably clarify
This is-
that we're not counting Cruel Summer,
Because
No.
it's a compilation.
but we are
Yeah.
counting Kids See Ghosts and Watch the Throne.
because he was involved
With
directly
heavily.
and is credited.
So that puts
And-
us.
So that was
at-
10. This is number 9
This
for
is number
Jacob.
So
Wait,
this
no,
is 10.
no,
it's
it's 9.
albums in all.
no, it's 10.
10.
No, wait.
You have
1,
8
2,
solos
3,
thrown in
4,
Kids See Ghosts.
5, 6, 7, 8. No, am I missing one?
Hold on, let me see.
8 solos.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10.
Viewers gonna love this.
Oh, I forgot to write the Life of Pop.
Jesus
God.
Christ. All right, well,
Well, yeah.
Number 9.
Number 9 is Life of Pablo.
Wow! Holy shit!
Yeah. Same
I
thing.
hate you already.
okay. Well, wait. Let's
We
have
can
an
go through
actual
the
talk
track list.
because this is
We can go
one
through
of
the track list.
this is one of 3 Kanye albums that I was into music and I was waiting on him to drop.
Okay.
Mhm.
I
That
mean,
build-up is
same.
crazy.
Yeah, but that's almost part of. Okay, yeah. Let me find the track list if Apple Music was not being a bitch.
Because there are, oh my god, they're amazing. Ultralight Beam is
No,
one
Ultralight
of-
Beam is maybe one of Kanye's best songs ever. But just yeah, I don't know. Like I said, there feels like there's this very strong element of cohesion for the first 6 albums. Life of Pablo literally kept, you said you were around for the era, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, it kept fucking getting delayed and it changed 6 different times. And that's part of the, I guess, allure of the album and why, I don't know if I would consider it a classic necessarily, but part of why it's why it was I guess regarded the way it was. And I'm here for that, but it also reeks of that slapped together, just barely finished in time to release kind of air. And it just feels, I don't know, not lazy, but I'm just not, it just doesn't come together as well as I think it needs to. Ultralight Beam, like I said, one of Kanye's
Well,
best songs.
are we talking about the original version or are we talking about the remaster that he did?
I think we should talk about
I mean, we're talking about
as
the,
it is
the
right
final
now
Yeah,
in
project,
2019.
but even still,
that's it.
yeah.
Because also, I wasn't into Kanye when this came out.
Mhm.
I listened to this album a couple months after it came out, so I only know the final version is the only version that I've heard.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the quote unquote original.
When it,
sounds
When
like.
it dropped, there were a lot of differences
It
on a
was
bunch
just
of
didn't
tracks.
feel. It didn't feel mastered.
Wolves was shit. Wolves is still kind of
Wolves was
shit,
ass.
but
That's not a good song.
What the?
That's
What?
not a good song.
no,
It
you don't
wasn't
even
when it came out.
see. This is what I mean.
It wasn't even on the song when
Yeah.
it came out.
This is what I mean. Because, like, there was, like, I was around for the hype for this album, but, like, in 2015, like, we performed Wolves, and, like, Vic Mental was on it, and people were like, this is going to be Kanye's best song ever. And then it came out, and it was shit. And so it's hard to, like, take that original
You didn't
album.
hear it originally, James.
You didn't,
I know
you
I
didn't
don't.
hear it. You
But
know,
that's
you
why,
don't.
that's why we got to be talking about how it is now, because I know
Even-
that is a really good
I have
song.
to take into account, like, the era, and, like, even then, like, Wolves is still not a good song. No, the fucking sandwich. No, that's what I mean. The fucking sandwich bar. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
I don't know why he remembers all these.
Oh my god! Just, because
the sandwich bar.
Because like for like albums straight, you could go like an entire album without hearing a shitty bar from
If he has
Kanye.
people writing for him all the time, you would think.
You would think
his
that there
bars
the
wouldn't
quality
be that
control would
bad.
be better, but like just like the bleached asshole line, the sandwich bar.
Okay, but that's iconic. That's
But
okay.
it's
That's
so obviously Kanye.
no. That's what's so cool about this album is it's so iconic. Like
It's,
watching.
it's iconic.
You
Yeah,
can,
I
you
would
can,
say it's like
iconic and unique. You can definitely tell
Oh,
when
definitely.
a song is by Kanye from this era.
especially
Yeah.
with like Panda being like the number one song or whatever.
I
it
don't
was
even
at
know
the
how to
time.
feel about that, but like
I
continue.
appreciate The Life of Pablo for how it captured the essence of Kanye at that time.
I guess.
Yeah, because that was
just,
the time when
a
he
crazy
like
person.
He was
more
off the
so than
rails.
now even like.
Don't know about that.
Well,
one.
'cause here's the thing: he's not being checked in the mental hospitals and like.
He's certainly out of pocket.
Cut-
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
very
but
out
at
of
least
pocket
like
right now.
his friends like him now
I'm off
instead
the
of
meds.
everyone saying like I'm not with
Get
him.
back on them.
But yeah, so I just feel like maybe it's because like I was just like used to whatever cohesion from the first 6 albums, but it just feels like a very loosely wound or bound together kind of album. Like I said, Ultralight Beam, Fire, Stretch My Hands, Fire. Part 2 is Panda, which I remember, like this is what I mean. Kanye posted the lyrics to like Stretch My Hands Part 2 before they came out, and people were like, wow, this is going to be an introspective song. And then he's rapping this shit like as designers, like, oh, Panda, Panda. And it's like, it just sounds, and
I don't like that.
I have very mixed feelings about this, but I feel like, and this isn't a pun, the highlights are very high.
Highlights?
Dude, nice.
Oh, shit, I thought.
I know songs.
Dude, I do. I like
and the
Kanye.
low lights are pretty low.
Yeah.
Oh,
Lights?
Oh,
He has a lot of lights.
All of the
songs.
lights.
because you have
Street
street
lights?
lights, flashing lights.
Ultra light beam? Yeah, go ahead, Ben.
yeah, we can chill. So
yeah.
you have the ultralight beams,
Yeah.
and you have the real friends,
And you have the St. Pablos and the No More Parties in LA's, like, yes. But then you have Wolves. Then you have
Freestyle 4.
Freestyle 4. You have
What is wrong
Waves,
with
which I'm
Freestyle 4?
personally...
Waves is like it's like an
Chris
okay
Brown
song,
hook just
but
feels weird
but
to me.
huge
They just
fuck
kept
Chris
30
Brown.
hours is a great song. Just take off a minute and a
Silver
half of
Surfer
it.
Intermission,
God,
which is
that
not even a
hurts me.
song. It's just like, why
I
is
don't
this
really
here?
count that.
Wolves and Frank's track, like I said.
30
Frank's
hours
track
hurts
is
me.
so stupid.
30 hours hurts me so much because that's my favorite instrumental out of all of it. But like, fuck, dude, the last minute, just you can get
That's
rid
what
of
I
it.
mean. It
It's
just
the
feels
bonus
like...
track.
I don't know.
It's-
Maybe I shouldn't,
but
but
I
I kind
know-
of give it a pass when it comes to albums and stuff like that. Like when it comes to like a Blonde and you have Future Free, and then it's just all that shit for like 8
Well,
minutes
like
or whatever
Facebook
it is.
Story.
It's
yeah.
like I kind of just shit that out of my head when
I
I,
don't-
think
yeah.
of the album.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like you said, it captures the essence of Kanye, but I feel like at this point, I don't know like how conducive to a great album that is. So I have it definitely below the rest of his discography, personally.
Okay.
Yeah. So
All right,
we can
Brendan.
move on.
Cool. Number 9
8.
is...
Nine.
Jesus Christ, you don't know anything. Watch the Throne. There's not a lot to say. It's just alright. And it's
Suck me off,
dated.
bro.
They're great songs. They're trash
Like what?
songs. Looking at the track list. No Church in the Wild is great.
Okay.
Otis is amazing.
Yes.
In Paris is good. And then
Inwards and Paris.
Gotta
Nathan's
Have
in
It.
Paris.
Gotta Have It's great. Welcome to the Jungle is great. Murder to Excellence.
It sounds
Murder
like you
to
like.
Excellence.
It sounds like you like a lot of these
Why I
songs.
Love You. I didn't name like 4 or 5 songs, which is out of 12 is pretty
That's a
much a
solid
problem.
third.
So that's why it's kind
Okay.
of just alright.
Math.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just okay. That's all.
My next one. Okay, so this is where like I kind of
Fall
have.
off.
This is where it starts hurting,
Mhm.
and I feel bad for saying
Already?
this. Yeah. All right. Well, because this one and then the one right above it can be switched back and forth,
Mhm.
and it.
full disclaimer, like, all of these are going to change tomorrow for us.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
yeah.
that's why it also hurts so much, because nothing's ever concrete.
Because I know I'm going to have this cemented, and then I'm going to look back on this in a year and be like, Ben, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, and Pablo will still be at the bottom for me, but
It'll
continue.
still be at the bottom.
Okay.
All right.
For number... for number, what, 8? 9?
This is 9.
9.
I have 808s. 808s
What
and
the
Heartbreak.
fuck are you?
I'm not, like, angry at that. I, like, understand.
No,
but...
I'm just angry.
Stop.
Well, explain, please.
Because, I mean, okay, there are songs I love on here, like Say You Will and Welcome to Heartbreak, Love Lockdown, amazing. I mean, Heartless is iconic, obviously.
Sure.
I just, maybe it's just a thing where I haven't listened to this enough to really...
Yeah, you don't get it.
Okay.
You
I just don't understand,
it
bro.
To be fair.
For me, the first half of it is a lot better than the second half.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay. All right.
What were you going to say, Jamie?
Am I going to say my number 9?
You
I
Is
guess
that
so.
what I'm going to say?
Yeah.
Is that it? That's all you have?
I don't have
thought
much
we were
to
gonna
say.
explain.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
Go
so
ahead.
going to my number 9, I agree with you. This is where it starts to hurt, because if I said I've never listened to Watch the Throne, I don't think people would get that mad. But from here on out, like, every album is essential. But and it also hurt because I called you out on it on the previous podcast. But number 9 for me has to be Yay.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Which again,
Wrong.
it hurts. I know
It
because
shouldn't.
something feels wrong about it. But I
There are quite a few
like
things
looked
wrong
at it
with
and I was just like, I mean, it's 24 minutes and I enjoy like a few of those minutes like a lot, and then the others are just like, yeah, they're there. And I would feel like
Yikes.
I would
That was awesome.
enjoy
God.
this one a lot because it was the first like album like rollout I've been a part of, being a recent fan. And I was there with the live stream. I was there with the next live stream where it was like very fucking late. And then the next one where it was a day late. And then the one after that where I didn't even watch it. But anyway. Yeah, Yay, I mean,
Is a
I don't
great
know what
album.
I don't know what
It's a
there is to
great
say
album.
that like we didn't already talk about, because we spent like we're at like 22 minutes. We spent like a solid 10 minutes talking about Yay.
Yeah.
So I don't really know what
so,
there is
Jacob.
left to say.
Because that's the one that I have like.
Sorry.
I feel like that's the one that is like the biggest disagreement between like
True.
the 2 and 2. I don't know. I can't see how an album is something like Ghost Town, and even I can go through every single one of these songs are either really good to great songs.
I'm like a little upset that No Mistakes isn't more than like a minute and a half, because because during the live stream when you played it, I got like, this is when I was like, I'm gonna love this song. This is gonna be like a highlight for me. And then it ended, and I was like, yeah. But I mean, again, this hurts because like I do like this album. I do a lot, but it's almost sort of like how I felt about like a Sweetener, like Ariana Grande. Every song to me was good, and there were some like great ones, but overall, I wouldn't consider it a great project.
Yeah.
I
I still think it's good, and I like it. So
This album, with it being so short and it being part of the whole, good music rollout of the summer or whatever, like, it has so much replayability. You can run it back so easily, and it feels, to me, it feels coherent, and it feels like, I don't know, that, like, this album, this is probably the one I played the most out of all of the good music albums that came out,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Well,
Maybe.
mine was probably Kids See
Kids See
Ghost,
Ghost for
even
me,
though I
yeah.
like Daytona better.
Daytona for me was actually probably the most strange. But
It's also another thing where it's like you listen to Daytona, and that even though it was short, like I mentioned
By
this on
Pusha
the
T.
yeah, I mentioned on the other one, like even though it's short, it doesn't feel like there's something missing. With this, I feel like that's sort of like there's something missing here for me
I agree.
personally, but I'm
Agree
not
to
trying. I'm
disagree.
not trying to be a dickhole about it like other people in
No,
this group,
you're
where
kinda being an
it's
asshole.
some people's favorites.
Oh,
Nah. Yeah.
All right,
Go ahead with your 8.
My 8. Yeah. So
Or
last 2,
two,
I'm
yeah.
not sorry about, but like, yeah, this is where it starts to hurt for me because Yeah, just placing any of these becomes really hard. But my number 8 is 808s. Wow.
Jesus
Wow.
Christ.
Yeah, really sorry.
80,
Like
80.
it's like I said, super influential project. Definitely like without it, like the landscape of rap right now would not be what it is today. So I mean like ridiculously important project and I like it. I really, really enjoy 808s. They're some of my favorite Kanye songs are on here. It just like really comes down to the fact that I just like everything else on the list more. And yeah, that's kind of all I have to say. It just doesn't quite capture me as much as everything else did. So yeah, I also wasn't around for it.
Yeah,
like
I was gonna say, when were you? What was like the first Kanye album that you were here for the rollout?
I was like casually like, oh, rap music, Lil Wayne and Kanye in like 8th grade. So like I was there for like when Watch the Throne, Cruel Summer. But then like I really started giving a shit when Yeezus came out, and that was the first album I was like really like locked in and there for. So yeah.
I wish I could relate to that.
808s came out when I was in like 5th grade, and like my mama played in the car, and I'm like, Heartless is cool, but like that was it.
I feel like Heartless is the bridge to all white parents who hate Kanye.
My parents are black.
For my parents, the song was "Love Lockdown" because I heard it on "So You Think You Can Dance" because it was an instrumental, and they're like, "Hey, I like that Kanye song," and they downloaded it.
The only Kanye song my dad likes is "Heartless."
Your dad is the biggest music stickler in the entire world.
Loves 21 Pilots, though.
Yes.
Also, See You in My Nightmares is bad.
That's true. That's
like the only. That's my only like qualm about the album. It's just like the Little Wayne verse. Actually, I'm not mad at the Wayne verse. It's more Kanye's parts, but
what song? See You in My Nightmares.
See You in My Nightmares. Yeah.
Really forgettable.
Yeah. Like
I even like RoboCop.
Just like imagine like getting like Prime Wayne on 2 of your albums, but then the verses are on Barry Bonds and See You in My Nightmares. That's that's so sad.
I mean, imagine thinking Prime Wayne is all that great. Well, that's a whole different discussion.
That's a whole fucking different podcast. Wow. Wow, what the fuck? That just... I quit.
It's one of the most overrated. Fine, whatever.
Oh, stop it.
You got it, Brendan.
My number 8 is Graduation. It's just the issues I have with it is just that it's dated.
Okay.
And Barry Bonds and Drunken Hot Girls trash.
Yes.
Easy.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Good Life and Can't Tell Me Nothing and Flashing Lights to me haven't aged well.
What?
It's sort of a product.
What?
I just
Flashing Lights?
Flashing Lights I like. I just don't think it's aged very well.
No.
I'm not saying it's a bad song.
Yeah,
it's just very much a product of its time. Sort of
I'm dying on the inside.
But I still think it's a great album. And
Good Morning, though.
I Wonder.
And I Wonder.
Underrated.
I Wonder is a fantastic song.
That is an amazing
Stronger is only okay to me.
We gotta give a shout out to Stronger though,
because the Glory underrated as shit.
Even though it was probably overplayed as shit, it's still a very good song.
Which song?
Stronger.
I don't think it's a great song.
I have to like think about like the time, and like I feel like back then it was probably fucking revolutionary, but like maybe because of overplay, I think this might be not my most, but like definitely like up there in like my most listened Kanye plays. It almost sounds boring to me now, but I still think it's a great album.
What you were talking about, like, there's always one classic song in Graduation. I feel like we all maybe have slightly different opinions when it comes to like what's our favorite song from Graduation. Because real shit, mine is Everything I Am.
Oh, that is a really good song.
That's probably my favorite.
That's an adorable song.
It was supposed to be a Common song.
Was it?
No.
Didn't know that.
Mine's probably I Wonder or Champion.
I Wonder easy.
I Wonder. Or Flashing Lights.
The song that it I Wonder samples is amazing too.
Mm-hmm.
This is my song.
That's a good song.
Yeah, it's a great song.
Who's it by?
I can't pronounce his name.
Oh,
it's
don't
like
know.
Right.
Labi is his first name. How do you spell it? Yep.
Okay.
I'm not trying it.
What number are we on now? 8? 7?
Yeah, we're still on 8.
8. Jesus Christ. Mine's easiest. I pretty much said my opinion on it. I love Blood on the Leaves, and here, let me look at the track list because I don't remember it off the top of my head. Blood on the Leaves is great. Black Skin Head is great. New Slaves is great. I don't like Bound 2, and I know a lot of I know a lot of like Kanye stans love
I love
Bound
Bound 2, but I can understand why somebody wouldn't.
When I first heard it, I hated it.
Yeah.
When I first heard it, I hated it too, and I still don't like it at all. Like I think there are the part where he's like, "What? I'm gonna fuck you on the sink, get you something to drink, and
But-
something Jerome. Like that. That sounds horrible.
Why is that okay, but the sandwich or the asshole lines?
Because they're
Because
funny.
I mean, yeah, but I don't think that the production on Bound 2 is good enough to make up for that in the first place.
I think it's one of his best produced songs.
See,
Well-
Bound 2 almost sounds like the weird tangent, but like the main like trend in fashion right now is like oversimplified. So if you take a look at like some Off-White shit, which is like again weird tangent, but like they take elements and then they like make it really fucking simple. I feel like Bound 2 is the audio version of that.
That's what Rick Rubin.
Really
Yeah.
simple, and it feels like just a very sort of simplistic but also sort of avant-garde way of constructing a song with no transitions, just hard
Yes.
into it, and yet still making it work.
I wish the whole album were like that.
It was. It was
Yeah,
supposed to
good
be.
thing it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that just doesn't do it. For
I'll
me.
talk more about it when I have it on mine.
All right.
Yeah.
Not to be boring, 8 is 808s for me. I
I'm tired of
recognize
this 808s
I recognize
bullshit.
I recognize it's an important album, but it's not important for me. If that makes
Maybe
sense.
that was a dick
Damn.
thing to say.
That hurt my feelings.
I'm sorry, but like, and it's also partially a thing where it's like I've never had my heart broke, so
It
even
doesn't
on a
matter.
lyrical level, I can empathize to a degree,
I have.
but I can't really get in my feelings when I listen to it, you know. Or
You've never heard.
You've
Drake,
never had
have you?
those nights where you have to take care and 808s on repeat?
Shut the fuck
Okay.
up.
If we're
My
talking
Minecraft
Blonde
girlfriend
and
broke up with
808s,
me.
then
Bro,
Sure.
well, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I agree with you about like the second half, just sort of,
Yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't do it for me.
yeah.
Quite
But
like that. Even I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, it's fine. I do feel again some sort of special connection because Love Lockdown was one of the first Kanye songs I heard because of So You Think You Can Dance. But like even like when I was like 8, when it because 2008, yeah. So
Uh-huh.
when it came out and I was 8 and it was on So You Think You Can Dance, I was still like someone who knew jack shit about music as an 8-year-old. I heard that and I was like, this sounds really cool and like nothing I've ever heard before.
Mhm.
So that song is really special to me, just every time I hear it because it I don't know. Music video is great too.
I don't know. There's just like even even certain songs that are like "Say You Will," which might be my favorite song on there.
That's a really good one for me too.
It's long
Yeah,
winded.
until Drake's fixed it.
See, I don't feel like that. I kind of feel like that's
Only
almost
took
the
1
point,
year.
but I would feel better about it if that was the outro.
Say what's
That
Yeah.
sort of
well.
feels like a really good outro for that project, and for some reason it's
maybe
not.
maybe because it's put at the start, it just feels long winded.
Yeah.
Especially like the end where it's just instrumental. For
Yeah,
like
it kind
a
of
minute.
overstays its welcome for
Yeah.
a while.
Who-
Kind of like
And then-
30 Hours does.
Yeah, like and then Welcome to Heartbreak is like the second song. It's like, why wasn't this okay?
It's literally
Yeah,
welcome.
It's Welcome to
It's the
Heartbreak, and it's
second.
like, just kidding.
Yeah.
Maybe the idea was like how it's like prelude and then chapter 1 in
Mhm.
books.
I mean, I
maybe.
think it sets the tone really well, but I don't know.
But I agree.
It's a
The,
badass prelude.
yeah, but definitely the structure of that album doesn't really make that much sense to me.
Mm.
Which normally that isn't important, but it just feels so out of place that I feel like I have to comment on it.
Mhm.
But anyway, that's me.
Yeah.
Number 7.
My number 7 is Watch the Throne.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's boldly high up.
Yeah, like
Please tell
you
me
guys,
why it's good.
y'all don't have the connection with it, but like,
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
yeah,
I simply don't
Excuse
understand.
us.
you just don't understand the
Fucking
music,
2
man.
years older than us.
Gosh. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's like My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy's little brother production wise and kind of like thematic wise.
Oh, that is
All right.
that is a
Okay.
Now,
bold
we
statement.
need to be quiet so you can say that again, so that way when you appear in music court, they get a clean record of that.
What is disagreeable about this?
They sound
The-
nothing
the
like.
fact that it's definitely not at all related
They're not
at
even in the
all to
same
My
vein.
If
Beautiful
we
Dark Twisted
if we
Fantasy.
take off Lift Off, That's My Bitch, and
Okay, but that's part of the album,
Flux,
though. You can't
but
just take it off.
They
If you
okay.
take away the songs that don't sound like My Beautiful Dark Twisted
The majority-
then
okay.
it does.
Anyway, so yeah, it feels like that to me thematically. No Church in the Wild might be Kanye's best intro. in my opinion.
Oh.
What?
Seems to forget Ultralight Beam.
I said
Any
might.
other intro
Y'all can suck me off.
except for On Site.
Shut the fuck up.
On site is okay. Whatever. Anyway, yeah. Thematically, it's Kanye and Jay-Z. I mean, I don't even know how much I'm gonna like count his contributions to the album in this.
Who, Jay-Z?
Yeah. I mean, they were
Don't
okay.
matter.
They were kind of, except for
Murder to Excellence, he had a great feature.
Murder to Excellence.
Na.
Yeah. On Why I Love You, like that's really like the only like major contribution. I'm like, oh yeah, he definitely killed Kanye on that. But
I think he has the better verse on Paris. So,
interesting.
I don't think that's
Who's
the
in
whole name of
Paris?
the song.
in Paris, sorry.
There you go.
Who? The neighbors were in Paris.
Who?
Who?
Yeah, I feel like it's Kanye's kind of tackling race and like its most like. I feel like this is the album where he's talking about it explicitly the most. I enjoy the kind of like devotion to black excellence that I feel like is also not really tackled on his other albums as much as it is in depth here. I feel like Jay-Z kind of made him step up his pen game a little more, so I feel like there's. I feel like there's
I'm here and I don't even understand what just happened.
He made a funny sound with his hands.
He, like, looked at
I
me.
don't know.
Yeah, and I feel like aside from some features that are unnecessary, Beyonce.
You've been talking some shit.
Dude,
for
you're
a while.
gonna upset the Bayhive.
Oh shit. I mean, the Beehive probably is already aware that Liftoff not good.
I
Yeah,
actually like it.
That's a shame. I'm sorry.
I can't do that. Sorry.
It's just catchy.
Okay.
That's
Don't remember.
Cool.
it.
Anyway,
It had
yeah.
like weak ass trumpets in it.
all.
Yeah.
That.
Which is a 2011 thing.
The
It's not
trumpets
really
sound
good.
really like tinny,
They sound fake,
I
but
wouldn't
Yeah.
even
like
call it good.
like MIDI trumpets.
yeah, exactly.
Trying
It
to
just
think
sounds
of
like
it.
such a 2011 song.
Definitely like a fart trumpet sound.
But yeah, and then maybe no, Mr. Hudson's Hook needs to be on there. Frank Ocean on Made in America. I'm not.
Go.
Yeah, Frank Ocean's Hook on Made in America. I'm not entirely sure how much that needs to be on there, but I feel like lyricism I'm really a big fan of. The themes I'm really a big fan of. The production I really enjoy, and it's got some of my favorite Kanye moments on it. So yeah, and I'm really glad that it turned out like it did instead of how it was supposed to when Ham and Illest Motherfucker Alive came out. So yeah,
That was a lot of words.
y'all can suck me off.
Well, I mean, you told him to go and he
And
went.
drink
So.
the nut.
Okay. I mean, I don't.
We're at 7?
No,
Yeah, I don't have nearly enough of an opinion on Watch the Throne.
Because it's
To
so
refute it.
Y'all
forgettable.
ain't listened. Y'all
listened
just
to it.
We don't
last
understand.
y'all
I
ain't-
know.
Y'all just don't understand, dog.
Right.
Alright. 7? We're on 7, yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's The Life of Pablo for me.
that's acceptable.
I
I can see why.
It should be lower.
It's a good mess.
Okay, now you can
Shut up.
shut your dick hole.
It's a good mess, but it's still a mess.
I agree
there's
with
a lot
that.
of There's a lot of fluff that just doesn't need to be there.
I also agree with
Like
that.
like what?
feedbacks.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna even
Well,
mention the like.
I like
skits,
feedback.
'cause
I think
they're
it's just like a
skits.
fun production exercise.
I mean, it's like
Let's take this like
I don't know.
weird ass sample and make a whole song out of it.
I love Kanye. It's kind of pointless.
But again,
No.
it's funny.
That
It's
I
just
think
like
that
a
encapsulates
That's like the
the
whole
timing a lot.
That, like,
As
is
well as being,
necessary
like,
to be on the
a
album.
Kanye skit that like actually is funny and not pointless.
Yeah, that was just my opinion. So,
That's
Frank's track is meaningless.
I don't know why he did
Facts
that.
is trash. Fade is trash.
Wait,
Facts,
what?
the original Facts is trash.
They're
the,
both trash.
the Charlie Heat version
No,
was trash.
no.
that beat is
great.
amazing.
And
No,
Kanye
yeah, the Charlie Heat version.
fucks it in the ass.
Okay,
because
yeah,
it's trash.
he does it such an injustice. But I feel, I don't
Do
know.
y'all get the
That beat, no, that beat is
Part 2 isn't very.
that beat is amazing.
I think it's a good beat.
I don't understand.
It's just
part
like
two.
No.
I don't know why he chose to do what he did on
The
that.
little Jumpman.
You're
interpolation.
definitely
Just
wrong
jumped
about
over
Fade
Jumpman.
being a bad song.
Fade is
Fade,
bad.
nah, Fade's a good song actually.
Fade's a
It-
bad song.
it grew on me.
That Post Malone feature, I was like, oh, okay.
Yikes.
Deep
People get yikes on
inside,
that.
It could be
deep
worse.
down
Yeah.
inside.
It could be worse.
But it's not great.
I had no
But it-
idea that was Post Malone when I
Really?
listened to it. Yeah. Well, again, at the time when I
That's
listened to it,
before
I
Post
didn't
Malone
know
popped.
who Post Malone was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he wasn't really a thing.
You know,
except for White
Kanye's good
Iverson.
at that, at picking out people who are going to pop. Because apparently,
Designer?
in the
Wow.
in
I
the-
still don't know how that happened.
I think it's Yeezy Clothing Season 3, Sheck
Uh-huh.
West is one of the models, and that was
Yeah.
like
Really?
years
Yeah.
ago.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Lil Yachty also.
Lil Yachty and Young Thug were there
Fuck
too.
Sheck West.
That's a whole
Most
other
likely.
conversation. Maybe
Potentially, probably.
asterisk, but we're gonna just assume.
I still
that
think
she's
it has
right.
some of Kanye's best songs though.
Cool.
Saint Pablo, No More Parties, Real Friends, Famous is amazing. Ultralight Beam, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think that's good.
Not much more to say.
Well,
When the album first came out,
what about
not
it?
good, not great at all.
Oh, yeah,
it
the
was
first
mixed to
version.
shit,
Shitty.
but he definitely improved it.
Were you
Saint Pablo
disappointed
wasn't even
first?
on the original.
Yeah, I know.
Was it?
I didn't listen to
really
that until like 6 months after it came out.
Yeah, because I didn't know it existed.
Yeah,
I
because
got
no one said
titled
anything.
illegally for it, and man, ooh,
Dude, the
that's
FBI is
probably
gonna
watching.
get you.
Shit, bro.
Oh.
The FBI's gonna take this
6ix9ine's gonna
Fuck My
snitch on
Life
you.
is an underrated song. So.
What?
FML.
I feel like the
FML.
Weeknd
Oh, yeah.
doesn't need to be on it.
I disagree.
It's such a. That song in particular I want to talk about because it's such a eerie ass, creepy song out of the middle of nowhere, especially with that like weird rock sample at the end.
Yeah.
See,
I'm not here for it.
Do you guys think Kanye succeeded in making a gospel album like he said he was?
Here and there. Ultralight Beam.
maybe-
It succeeds in
I
points.
would say,
Yeah,
like, half
Ultralight
of
Beam
it.
easily.
I mean,
Lowlights or highlights, whichever song with the gospel intro, definitely. But like as a whole, no.
we could talk about like what quote unquote constitute a gospel album outside of God, just musically, but I don't
Forever
even
is a
know what
Mighty
that
Long
would
Time.
be. Yeah.
Just anything like that, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, so no. If we're talking about the life of Pablo compared to
Absolutely not.
No, when I think of this album, I don't think of a gospel.
No.
I think a lot of
album.
the hooks pretty gospel
that,
flavored.
maybe
but-
if you gave Kanye a gospel album and this is what his brain interprets the
gospel.
See,
audio
that's
as.
why I think about it.
Yeah.
It's
Panda,
Kanye's gospel album.
Panda's
Yeah.
a gospel song.
Well, because
Yeah.
when I just think of this album, like my favorite 3 songs on here are so different from each other. Like if you're thinking about like being on the same album, Ultralight Beam versus No More Parties in LA versus Real Friends.
That's
Like how different every single one of those is. That's why I don't know. That's why this album is higher for me than you guys.
I think it's a great album. It's
And
just there's a little too much fluff to put it higher for me.
And I think like what you said about your 3 favorite songs being so like different is part of my problem with it. It feels just I don't feel like it's all good individually, just like it doesn't gel together
That's
for
the
me.
point. So you're just wrong.
Oh,
Okay. 7.
Yeah.
yes.
Go ahead and say Graduation.
It's graduation. Yeah. I mean, I've said what I have to say about it. I Wonder is a great song. There are great songs on there. Good Morning.
It is just dated.
Yeah. There's a bunch of dated stuff on there. Barry Bonds
Let's not
and
talk about it.
Drunken Hot Girls
Never
are some of
talk
his
about
worst
Drunken
songs ever.
Those songs don't
Honestly,
exist.
if those songs weren't on there, like this would be top 5 probably.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it.
I don't think Good Life really holds up though.
I like that song
I'm
It's
still.
not-
just okay.
I like Good Life, but it definitely is dated.
It
Yeah.
feels
Yeah.
like a. When did this album come out?
2007.
7.
It feels like an 07 T-Pain song.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's what it was.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
that's what was going
So,
on then.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll look back on like the life of Pablo differently and be like, "Oh, that was such a."
I think about that all the
2016
time.
That was such a 2016 like.
Well, do you know when we'll think about that? We'll very specifically think about that when part 2 comes on. Like, oh,
Oh,
my
yeah.
God, designer,
Like, wow.
Jesus.
Yeah.
He was
You know?
a thing.
Because that would be the equivalent now of like if he made that album now, it would be like Tatiana would be part 2.
Oh.
You know?
Oh,
true.
that was the word.
End me.
I hate
Am I-
that. That's
hey,
so right.
Am I wrong though?
No, not at all.
No,
But,
I hate it.
It's so gross.
Jesus Christ. Oh, okay, but Panda's so much better than Tatiana.
Oh, I mean, I agree, but
I think Panda's a good song.
Panda's like legitimately, yeah.
It's fun.
I think Timmy Turner was all right.
Timmy
Yeah,
Turner.
I like Timmy Turner. Designer has a handful of good songs that exist that I don't really care about listening to.
I want you to know that I hate you. I want you to know that.
All right, what's your number?
I'm
7?
fucking boring. 7 for me is Graduation.
That's
Yes.
fine. No, that's fine.
Yes, fuck Jacob. Yes.
All right, 6.
All right, Jacob, your turn where we talk to you for 40 minutes and then we just sort of
Number
trickle down
6.
from there.
Number 6.
Number 6 is Jesus. Yeah.
I thought it was going to be higher for you.
I thought
it was going to too, but then
Yeah, for how
everything
much you're
else.
shitting on us.
Yeah.
Chill out, dude.
But yeah, I don't know. We kind of already said
Sorry.
everything. I think production-wise, one of my favorites from Kanye is definitely some of his most intricate production. Lyric-wise, it's very I think the story behind the album is interesting because it was originally a lot different. Like Bound 2, like you mentioned, like it feeling like stripped down. There's like, if you look on YouTube, there's like a lot of shit from like the original sessions, and there's a song called Bound 1, which had like productions from like fucking Tyler the Creator and shit. And it sounds a lot different than...
I didn't know that.
That sounds very interesting. I wish I knew about that.
Eat my nut. Anyway, so
Shut up.
just eat it. Okay,
He's literally in 8th grade.
Dude, eat my nut. Got him.
But yeah,
Kill him, Terrio.
and so I feel like Rick Rubin's presence on this album makes
Didn't
it
know
feel
about that either.
suck me off.
You didn't know about that?
Rick Rubin is on every album.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
this
now,
album is like
on
especially
Revival.
feels very Rick Rubin when it comes to mastering.
How?
It's
'Cause
fucking
he stripped
loud.
everything-
It's
yeah.
so fucking
Yeah,
loud and
Revival.
distorted.
Yeah,
Okay,
That
that's
doesn't
like
count.
an anomaly.
yeah, that doesn't count. That
Yeah.
didn't really happen. But yeah, lyric wise, yeah, I mean like it's stripped down compared to the previous 5 albums. But I'm not mad at that. I feel like it kind of gets the point across. He said that it was kind of an album about a glass ceiling, and I feel like that gets across on songs like Black Skinhead, New Slaves. Love the production on I'm In It, Blood on the Leaves. Really enjoyed Daft Punk's contribution to the production. I think it was an experiment that was kind of like what would happen if I took My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy and basically said fuck all that shit, and I think it worked for me. So yeah, I just don't like it quite as much as everything else.
You
So
talk
yeah,
like a fucking essay.
you can suck.
Have
You're-
a whole
you're not allowed
goddamn
to ex-
monologue.
You cannot explain your opinion at all without us making fun of you. You piece of shit.
I think we can. I don't know. I think we can zoom through these next couple ones because I feel like
Zoom.
our like top 4 are going to be more.
I think top 4 or 3 is really where the
Where-
fisticuffs are going to come out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Let's see. What you got next, Fred?
Number 6 is Ye.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know what I don't know what to say about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like it's
we
20
kinda,
minutes of really nice sounding music, and he pulled it off. I think he pulled off what he was going for. That's about it.
Yeah, my 6 is EA also.
This is going to get some reactions. My number 6 is... I had to look at it, really, when it comes down to how much do I listen to it.
If you say late
Oh, no.
registration,
It's
you're
late
leaving
registration.
the room.
I'm sorry.
Jamie,
I'm sorry.
No, leave.
Dude.
And again,
Jamie.
it's another thing where it's like, I do
Jamie.
feel bad about it,
Jamie.
but like,
This guy
I just don't...
is gonna call Yeezus better than
I
late
don't
registration.
really listen to late registration that much. I'm sorry.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
You could have never listened to it before.
I,
and it's still better
I
than Yeezus.
didn't ask to be on this podcast. You
We didn't
asked
ask
me.
you to be here.
He did.
I didn't.
I don't care about you.
I'm part of this podcast also.
This is over.
So am I.
This is over. We're turning this off.
Oh my god. No, because you can see how iconic late registration is when you see, like...
I know.
Like, what is the one bar about from crack music that you hear all the time? You know what I'm talking
Shit, I
about.
don't know.
You know what I'm talking about. It's like gang signs get thrown up.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, gang signs get thrown up
Fuck. It's the part before
because it's
it.
also in Mad City.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. And then I don't know. You
There's
hear it all the
so
time. You hear it
many-
in
but,
Flapper Zombies. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
like all kinds of people.
But I mean, I do genuinely feel bad about this because I understand.
Graduation.
Seriously, every album from this point on for me is probably like a 9. Again, other days this album might shoot up to number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Like it seriously changes that much. But in this moment right now, this period of my life, it has to be right here. Just because I don't know. I know I'm gonna catch a lot of shit for it, especially if we blow up. There are
Yeah,
gonna be a
dude.
lot of angry
No.
comments directed at
yeah,
me.
our 8 subscribers are gonna give you hell.
Dude, Ryan White is gonna give me shit for it because he loves the album.
Oh man. I'm just gonna save what I have to say about it. About late registration.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna save it. It's
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
You're wrong.
Okay.
fine. What you got, Jacob?
Number
What is this? 5. Yeah, graduation. Yeah,
I'm not
it's
mad
kind
about
of I just feel like it's probably what you guys see in Pablo that I kind of see there. I feel like there's a lot of spiritual connections between the two, but I feel like graduation is like the kind of like quintessential Kanye, like the distilled period at that time. So yeah, there's some trash ass songs on here. Barry Bonds, Drunken Hot Girls. We've already said that track. But then there's some of my favorite Kanye songs. Good Morning.
Yes.
Yeah. I Wonder. I think Good Life does hold
Homecoming.
up.
That's great.
I meant to talk about that.
Hold up for me.
Really?
Homecoming is an underrated song because that fucking song is so catchy and like the bars are just like he flows on that song so well, and like Chris Martin being as popular as he was at the time, I'm sure you could look at that and be like, oh no, he's trying to go commercial. But in the same way Adam Levine added to his contribution, Chris Martin does not make it poppy. He adds exactly what he needs to in that song, and I think that song works really well. I enjoyed that song a lot.
Still a pop song.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Can I say anything and have you not look at me in the eyes and shit all over my penis?
Didn't you just put Late Registration as 6?
Oh, damn.
It's not even in. It's not even in the top 5.
Yeah.
Again,
It's not even in the
That
better.
makes me want
Today-
to cry.
today, right now,
What a piss poor excuse.
and you also just oh god. I didn't like
You're uninvited.
my
from our
first
sleepover.
love of music was not rap music. And I feel like that plays an important part because I feel like all of you guys, your first like I really like music started with rap music, and for me it was not rap music,
I mean, that's fair, but like,
and it was electronic. And honestly, from this point on, that influence really shows
I mean,
when it comes to how I enjoy
but
things.
I feel like I don't come to Kanye because of my appreciation for rap music.
Yeah.
I come to him for my appreciation of, I mean, I guess artistry,
Music.
just album making. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when I say that, I mean like Late Registration is high up for you because it is a classic rap album. Versus me, I'm like the instrumentals are cool, but I don't know.
I mean, I see what you're saying.
I prefer something crazy that you guys might not like, but it sounds really unique and like great to me because I don't know. That's my personal background. Versus like you guys care a little less about the instrumental, more about what the song itself is saying.
Not necessarily, but I see where you're coming from.
But I'm just saying like that. That's for me how I feel. That's
Yeah.
why it's quote unquote low. Even though I do consider it a great album, I really do like it so much.
Don't put words in my mouth, Jamie.
All right.
Flashing Lights is a great song, and yeah, Brendan.
Number 5, huh? 808s and Heartbreak.
Okay.
I just
Cool.
think that a little dated, yeah. But I think it's Kanye's catchiest album for me. It's just a bunch of really catchy pop songs. I don't really think about the lyricism in it. That's why I enjoy it.
I would not consider this even close to his most catchy.
I wouldn't say that. I enjoy it for like the opposite reasons. I feel like the kind of like poppy elements are kind of like
I think
offset by how sad a lot of it is, which
it,
is
I do appreciate.
How do you feel that
aspect
you
of it.
officially brought in the words offset into our Kanye talk?
oh yeah, that way.
I think
you know,
Welcome to Heartbreak, Heartless, Amazing, Love Lockdown, Paranoid, and Streetlights are all really catchy.
I mean, fair enough, I guess. Fair enough, I
Paranoid's
guess.
underrated. I'll say it.
Okay.
Yeah.
My number 5 is just Life of Pablo. I've said what I had to say about it.
Say
But-
more.
What more do I have to say?
Give us
go
your
on.
reasoning. I don't remember.
Literally, Ultralight Beams is one of the best intros on any album that I've ever heard. It's one of my favorite songs ever. I remember when we did and it stuck with me. That's the thing, it's the longevity of it. Fuck. The longevity of it since it came out. Because when I remember downloading Tidal, because it was in the frenzy of like, how the fuck do I listen to this? Like, it's not on Spotify, it's not on anything. So, downloaded it and then started playing Ultralight Beams. And even if it was the original version, like, I was like, this is going to be amazing.
Ultralight Beam still sounded good on the first time.
I mean,
That was one
yeah.
of the few.
And, like, having that as the intro, I expected this to be one of my favorite Kanye albums ever, which kind of made it a disappointment from the jump.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. Chance absolutely destroys it. Watching their performance on SNL, like when...
that is an iconic ass performance,
I
especially at the end. It's like level
I don't know. Real Friends is great. Having Kendrick on No More Parties in LA was amazing.
Mhm.
Just seeing the hype because that's all, like the hype of every song. Seeing him, Kanye, sitting on the couch and being like, "Thank you, Madlib, for sending the beats over." Like having Madlib, Kendrick, and Kanye on one song.
The Madison Square Garden listening party.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Also iconic.
Goosebumps.
Yeah, there are like 80 different photos that are classic, iconic Kanye from that like one performance alone, or not performance, listening party.
Listening party.
Especially the one where everyone's like, "He's holding up your text messages if you make it your phone background."
Shut the fuck up. And the video of him and Cudi jumping together.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
It's beautiful.
As much as we like disagree, we're on the same page a lot because The Life of Pablo is 5 for me as well.
Mm-hmm.
Just same reasons I said earlier. Again, very similar aesthetic to what I was talking about with Bound 2, where it feels stitched together, but for me it just kind of works. And again, I do have to take into consideration that this was the second Kanye album ever that I listened to. So, I mean, also a huge part of my list, in addition to any other factors I said before, is also the order that I listen to them in. So, anyway, that's that. Jacob.
Number 4.
My number 4 is Kids See Ghosts.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I feel like what you guys see in Ye is what I feel about Kids See Ghosts. Short, not really a track I don't like on here. The lyricism is at like a level where I'm like not mad at it at all. There are no bars on here. I feel like Kanye's essence, even at the beginning with fuck you guys up with the volume this time. Just his ad libs on the intro.
You already did fuck us up with the volume.
I tried. His ad libs on the intro. I feel like that's just like quintessential Kanye, and not in a way where I'm just like, this is quintessential Kanye, but everything about it just works for me. The production especially, I feel like this is definitely one of Kanye's best produced albums, just in like, it's kind of back to basics, but it's also futuristic in a sense. And there's songs like Reborn, which feel just like healing in like audio form.
Such an amazing song.
One of my favorite songs of last year, maybe ever. Just ridiculously fantastic.
I saw hate on Reform on some subreddit conversation. I couldn't fucking believe my eyes.
I would have to stop.
Stupid.
But I feel like the chemistry with Cudi is much better than, say, even Watch the Throne, where I feel like Kanye and Jay-Z had a really good back and forth. But here, it just feels right. And, it's really hard to say. It's just a great project. Something
I wish that I had more of was a connection to Cudi. I've slept on Cudi super hard. Like, I don't think...
sorry, continue.
Really the only album that I ever listened to... No, I didn't even listen to it in full. I sampled Speeding Bullet to Heaven.
Oh,
wow.
That's not the way to go.
I know, because I know he has, like...
Man on the Moon 1 and 2 are great.
Yeah.
And I just heard songs here and there.
A sad time, but, you got 2 great albums, and then...
Passion, Pain, and Demon Slaying is not bad.
Oh, no, it's a good album, but, like, it took so long to get there. Ugh.
Damn. What's your number 4?
My number 4 is also Kids See Ghosts.
Hey.
So, basically what you had to say about it.
I mean,
it's just a nice, concise collection of great songs.
Yep.
Everyone brought their A game. Mos Def feature is good. Pusha T's feature is good. Kid Cudi and Kanye sound great together. And I think that's because of the grungy production that Kid Cudi works really well on.
The art iconic.
My number 4, and this like pains me to say, because
oh man, I swear to God,
it's My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
I almost did that. I was back and forth
because
I'm
the thing
not mad at that.
I love My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. That was the first one that I really fell in love with. But there are songs on there that just don't, like Power. Power doesn't do the same thing it used to do for me.
You got something to say, Jamie? You got something to say?
I have opinions on that.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
Well, because like
I'm not gonna call you a piece of shit for it. I'm just saying I'm
called
sorry you feel that way.
Well, because like I want to say it's just My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy has better its best songs are better than Kids See Ghosts' best songs, but it's just not as consistent for me. I don't know.
I get that.
Yeah, and I don't know how to explain it. Like, there are songs and they're like, Runaway kind of overstays its welcome a little bit.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
Hard to disagree
Hard
on
to
that.
agree.
Hard.
Blame Game overstays its welcome a little
Yes.
It could have
bit.
been broken up into a skip.
Yeah, the
I'll
Chris Rock
agree.
thing. Yeah.
But there are songs that are like Dark Fantasy as an intro is amazing. Gorgeous is amazing. The rest of the album is amazing. Like I really love this album. And it, like, if you
Even All of the Lights.
yeah,
What do you mean?
yeah.
What do you mean?
No, I'm
yeah,
just
what
saying,
even?
No, that's like a song that like is
Yeah.
controversial for people.
Yeah.
Is
I
it?
hear people
Why?
go back and forth on that all the time.
I
only think
fucking
it's,
love that song.
I think it's
All the
good. I
Lights
don't
are
think it's
fantastic.
amazing.
All those features.
I'm glad we all agree.
Yeah, but where was I going with that? Like, if you had just asked me at any given moment, I would have never said that Dark Twisted Fantasy was number 4 out of the Kanye albums. It's just like, I don't know. There's something about consistency that's undeniable for the ones that I have above it. But I will say that something I really appreciate about My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is that the consistency. This album probably has the most consistent features of any album,
And there's
that-
so many.
Easily.
and that's why it's so
Easily.
impressive. Is because you have
It sounds
So
like-
Appalled, and people don't like Swizz Beatz on there. Some people don't, but I like Swizz Beatz
I
on
think
there.
RZA is the only one that sounds like a lot of place.
It's not out of
Because his
place,
voice
but
is so
even then-
jarring.
Even then, I
Even
still
then,
think
I
he
like
like
it. It's
adds
just like,
to it,
Yeah.
But like
even if sonically it's weird.
Devil in a New Dress has some of the most beautiful production,
Holy shit.
That Rick Ross verse.
and he goes off. He like
Oh my god.
that's one of his best verses
when he
ever.
says making love to the angel of death and then the guitar. Oh,
That is
fuck.
No,
like-
he literally like growls after it because he just knows that he just destroyed
Oh,
it.
That's
I
like
mean, Nicki
one
Minaj,
of
everyone talks about that.
one of my favorite Kanye songs. Is Devil in a
yeah,
New Dress.
yeah, for sure.
That song is
Um,
amazing.
I mean, Jay-Z, everyone knows Nicki Minaj.
Raekwon, don't forget.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Pusha T on
Yeah.
Runaway. Like,
Sci-Hi the Prince.
yeah.
Oh my god,
Yep.
that is
Dude, give me the
If
line.
God had an iPod, I'd be on his playlist.
the story behind that verse. How God,
The story. What's the story?
he wasn't supposed to be on the song, and so like at the sessions, like he just like randomly went in the studio and just recorded the
Yeah.
verse, and so Kanye didn't know it was like on the song, and so then he was playing it for a bunch of people, and then like Sci-Hi's verse just came on, everybody in the room was just like, "What the fuck is that?" And oh
Who?
man,
Who?
Yeah, no, we saw Sci-Hi open for Big Crit, and
Really?
he did his verse from. He was like, he said something along the lines of like, "I owe everything to this verse," and it's like, I don't know, it's beautiful.
such a good verse.
It's a great album, and I really hate that I have to put it at number
It's
4.
like-
It could switch any day, obviously, but
Mhm.
It's important for so many artists because, like, Nicki Minaj can go back and say that's her best
That verse
verse.
gave her credibility.
You can
Like,
say, like, Rick Ross's best verse, Devil in a New Dress.
I mean, how I imagine you feel about putting that at 4 is definitely how I feel about Late Registration at 6. For sure.
when you're trying to cop yourself out.
Listen.
Drake's only good
I just
collaboration with Kanye.
wish
No,
you
I get
guys
I
stop
get
clowning.
what you're saying. I really do. I hate that I have it at 4.
Yeah.
But
Me too.
it's not a knock on the album itself. It's just more of a testament as to how strongly I feel about his whole discography. So, yeah.
We were almost in perfect agreement because my number 4 is Kids See Ghosts.
Hey.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
It's good.
I liked what you said about production because I do feel like it's the perfect mix of like crazy new Kanye production mixed with like classic, consistent old Kanye production to
sampling.
get something like very futuristic,
That fourth
but
dimension
definitely,
sample.
but definitely Kanye and overall extremely like watertight. Even if he like didn't produce all of it, it's still like something that's definitely him. Because you said Andre 3000 did fire.
Well, he
Mhm.
helped produce.
Yeah.
It's.
I
feel
think
like
Kanye is still like the lead producer on
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
But he's got a lot of co-producers.
But yeah,
He's
I
mostly-
don't really have anything to add that hasn't been said. That it's just a really good album that I do feel like I just wish it could have been longer because there is just like just one thing. I just feel like it ends too early.
the most co-production Kanye's had is on The Life of Pablo,
Yeah.
for sure.
Do you think that Kids See Ghosts though could have maintained its quality for like a 45-minute project.
Not with Kanye now.
Which is why, at the same time, I am grateful that it is short.
Yeah.
I think it would still be good, just not.
But
as great
It's not
as
like
it is.
Because we can never know if it is like if it was 45 minutes, what its ratio would
I
be.
feel like it would start getting repetitive.
At
some
the
point,
length
yeah.
at the length that it is like 100% versus like a 45. We can say is 100%, but for all we know, it could have been an 80%, like fantastic to meh.
Well,
So
do you guys think that from this point on, Kanye can put out a fantastic hour-long project?
I have no clue.
I don't know.
It's a hard question.
You can't
I really don't
fucking
know.
predict anything with that man.
If you would have
Like-
asked me this a couple of years ago, I would have said yes easily.
For
But
Jacob,
now,
like your least favorite is Ye,
or
but
his
in the
most
same
recent
year,
projects.
your fourth favorite.
Yeah.
So
And
So-
I mean, not to bring the room down, but bipolar is a lifelong, like, deteriorating issue that goes on.
Mhm.
So if he really was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, he's only like gonna slip more and more the older he gets.
Well-
so that's gonna make it even more
I mean-
extremely, like, inconsistent with like stuff that a lot of people are gonna find hot ass, and then songs other people think are masterful.
Well, what's not good about it though is he's like, his justification for it is he's like, I'm off my meds, like I feel free. Like how are you gonna you can't do that.
That's so.
But he's
fucking-
like you can't make Runaway when you're in the right frame of mind or whatever he said. Like you can't make a
He
Runaway
said
when you're
you
on
can't make
meds.
yeah. That's
when you're
exactly
on
what
meds
he
or
said.
off meds.
On meds.
On meds.
He's like you can't make a Runaway when you're on meds.
But it's also like you weren't
But-
as fucking out of it.
But then his
at
thing
the
his
time.
thing is like because he's like all geniuses are crazy and he's like I'm a
Right.
genius and I am literally crazy. It's like
I don't know, man. Yeah, no, that's my like least favorite. Like even like with all the Trump shit, that's my least favorite thing that he's been saying like the past like year or so. Just like I'm off my meds and it's great. It's like no, take your fucking meds.
I think like out of all the controversial stuff, it's like yeah, it's controversial. It's not, but he's not really doing anything morally wrong. He's not really hurting anybody.
Mhm.
I do feel like that is the one thing that could hurt people
Yeah,
because him
people,
being
like,
a super influential person
idolize Kanye.
to
man.
convince people to not take their medication is pretty dangerous.
No,
I agree. I do feel like that
it's like
it's like
some
probably
anti-vaccine shit.
probably the
Yeah.
worst. Hey, shout out to Nas. Probably the like
forgot
one of the
about that
worst
album.
things he said.
yeah,
Oh man,
And then shout out to Sean C agreeing with it.
Jesus Christ.
horrible. Yeah, I think I know the sample.
Dude, that's from the 1943 underground Italian classic.
All right.
Well,
We're in
yeah.
three. Top
So
three.
we're in
Number
top
three.
We're in
three.
top,
top three
territory.
category now.
Yeah. So my number 3 is rounded out with College Dropout, which
I'm not mad about it.
yeah, I feel like personally, Late Registration is the logical extension of College Dropout, but it's still a classic regardless. Let me pull up the track list. I'm sorry, but yeah, just even from the production style, and I know that everything was like the soul sampling was like super like rampant at this time, but I feel like Kanye like does it really really well. Songs like Through the Wire, Jesus Walks, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, oh god, Jesus Walks. Even and I feel like he takes a lot of what's like popular in rap at the time, like skits and shit, and like turns them on their head. So like the skits here are funny instead of being like, oh man, just fuck this bitch and I listen to her have like sex for an hour. Like, garbage.
I think he can also like pull off like novelty songs better.
Yeah,
Like New Workout
New
Plan
Workout
is
Plan, I
was about
novelty.
to say.
Spaceship is novelty.
Spaceship
That's
is
the only
kind of
song I don't
novelty.
like.
Because
New
it's all
Workout
about
Plan.
like I fucking
Yeah,
hate
yeah.
working.
Yeah,
Like,
that
New
New
Workout Plan I'm not here for, but I feel like it's a more successful experiment with that novelty kind of thing that goes over better than
The
how
production
it goes
It'd
later.
be cool
Yeah.
if it were half the length.
I mean, but no, I just think even that song, even though it's like not good, that song like literally gave J. Cole a career, and I think that like that whole thing speaks to the strength of the album. Songs like School Spirit with like the reversed like soul samples, or even Family Business, and especially fucking Last Call, just like the production of like so soulful and warm. I argue that it's like not better produced than Late Registration, but like warmer and feels more, I don't know, soulful. Homey, yeah, that's a good word for it.
Yeah.
And I feel like the lyrical content, of course, I feel like it's probably Kanye's most grounded album. With songs like Spaceship, where he's talking about like, I'm gonna fuck the manager up because I work at this Gap and I fucking hate it. Just like, yeah, or like I'm gonna go smoke in the mall because fuck you guys. Just like shit like that. And I love the education theme. I mean, I love the whole theme of like the Dropout Bear albums, but like especially here, I feel like it's the strongest. And yeah, I feel like some of the features here aren't quite up to par.
Like who?
I fucking Common is one of my favorite rappers, but real rap is hard to find. Like a remote.
Okay.
Makes me want to end my shit.
Okay, but that is such an unorthodox flow, the way he says that.
It is, but it just makes me uncomfortable. And I don't know.
Most Def go off.
Most Def, definitely.
Yasin Bey.
Talib Kweli.
Even Twista, I was like, wow. The Jamie Foxx feature. Ludacris, which I forgot that he was on this album.
See, for me, like, definitely the album has aged. The only thing that has aged badly is Breathe In, Breathe Out.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
To the point where it's just like, God, this is so early 2000s. Like, even like
I still like the verse, but I
workout
see what
tapes
you're
being
saying.
early 2000s, still like fun, and I can understand what's going on. Versus Breathe In, Breathe Out, it's like, wow, this song feels fucking old.
Mm-hmm. And, I mean, yeah, there's not really anything else I have to say. Just a very solid album. I love the lyrics on here. What does he say? He says mayonnaise colored bands I push miracle whips. I remember just like sitting in my room like, holy fucking shit. Just like shit like that. The skits and how everything ties into like education, being black in America, and like his come up. Just it's a fucking moment.
He's not
I
saying
wasn't.
his MAGA hat makes him feel invincible.
Stop it, please.
Dragon energy.
Stop. Just yeah, I love the themes. I love everything he's talking about here. It's just yeah, wonderful.
All right. What's your number 3, Brad?
My number 3 is My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. There's not much wrong with this album other than Blame Game. And like Ben said, the end of Runaway. And Power's only pretty good to me.
Yeah, it doesn't
Man,
hit quite
that's
as hard as it did when
But
it came out.
it sounds like the entire rap game got together and made close to a masterpiece.
Mm-hmm.
And some of Kanye's best production for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Features amazing. There's not much bad to say about it.
Yeah, I really like it. It's hard to critique that album, to me at least.
Yeah.
Like the critiques that I do hear about that album, oftentimes I'm just like, I can't relate to that. Like
6.
We're doing it right.
You thought we weren't gonna mention it.
We are doing it right.
Yeah.
Doing it justice.
Well, I can't even watch that video. What were his main points?
Yeah. Okay. So this.
I know mixing was one of them.
Okay. No, his main thing, the thing that frustrates me the most, is so you watch the video, and he goes through it all, and he says the production is fantastic as it has been. Kanye standards have been. He said the rapping is amazing, and he comes with bars, and he's concise, and he knows what he's doing with each song, and the features are amazing. And then his only gripe is that he feels like to enjoy this album, he feels like he has to be personally invested in Kanye West's life. And I think that is the most piss-poor argument to go from something like the way that he frames his entire review for it to be somewhere in the 8-9 range, for him to throw it down to a 6. I feel like that's piss-poor, and that is the one review that, like, not even just, like, opinion-wise I disagree with, but as a reviewer I disagree with. And I think that's why people get so mad at him about it, even though he kind of takes it as, like, oh, it's just a meme that, like, I dislike this album that's revered by everyone in the hip-hop game. Like, I think that that's a genuinely bad review.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's one. Just talking about reviews in general, I think that's one of the great things about music, specifically with Kanye, who is so varied but consistent, is that every single person on the planet is going to have a hot take of some sort. And I think, like, the discussion of it, even if we partially disagree, is still a great thing to have. Even if Fantana's a bit of an idiot for that one. It's still great that people exist like that, so that way not everyone's like, oh, I agree, that's a great album.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just for the sake of discussion in general and having different opinions, you can appreciate it for that, at least.
Well, that's why, like, when we have so much material from Kanye, you know, just most people, it's going to be very hard to find someone who you completely agree with.
Yeah.
And with it being so much, like, generally revered as great music, like, it's going to be a hot take either way. When you put, like, a late registration at 6, even though you still think it's great.
Yeah.
We think it's great, and it's, like, top 3. Just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's not like putting it into a list numerically makes it seem like so much more of a gap than it is, like, quality-wise.
Yeah, because, like, really, because it sounds like they're all equidistant. If you were to put on a scale, it sounds like they're all equidistant. Like, shut the fuck up, bro. Jesus Christ, man.
Cough again, I swear to God.
Fucking Lord. Anyway, it sounds like they're... I'm kidding. It all sounds like they're equidistant, because it's like 10, 9, 8, when really, for me, it's like 10, 9, 8, 7, you know?
Yeah.
So, that's why it's tough to rank all of these. Not only the fact that we've been saying, it just depends how you feel right now.
Yeah.
It's also because they are just so close together.
You can continue.
That was a visual joke. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's difficult. It's always recommended, but I've never watched the video where it's like, why it's pointless to rank Kanye albums. And I feel like whatever that video says, I probably agree with, having not seen it.
Yeah. like I said, there's not a bad Kanye album, and I feel like most of the, especially now, we're getting in, like, if we were to, like, rate these numerically, like, you're within, like, 0.1 difference between, like, half of these. It's really close, but I think that's, like you said, with the way this music and the content has been, like, output, it's, like, it's so great that, like, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. And once you start getting nitpicky, and, like, if I'm going to compare, I mean, I'm not going to spoil my list, but comparing, like, one album to another that I both think are great, and then the deciding factor between one being ahead of the other is a bridge on a song, because putting it song to song, you know, they all stack up against each other. It's like, I don't know. Like, I don't want to decide one album is better than the other because I'm putting, you know, Spaceship up against Dark Fantasy.
Right.
Like,
which is why I always hate, like, people are like, this album versus this album, and it's like, this song versus this song. It's like, no, that's not how you do that. But
Yeah.
Wait, who are we on now?
you, I think?
Did you go?
He said,
You did
what?
3.
yeah,
I did 3, you did.
What's your
My
3?
3 is Kid See Ghost.
okay.
We didn't talk
We
about
didn't
that.
say that
Yeah,
yet.
Yeah.
I mean, I pretty much said everything I've had to say about that. Even the 7 people who saw the top 10 hip hop ones, like, it's just
I
undeniably
mean,
consistent.
7 times 11 people saw that.
Oh,
Nice.
We're getting fucking views.
was that like $70 in our pockets or something like that?
A piece, probably.
Yeah, it's just undeniably consistent. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say about it now.
3 for me, College Dropout.
Hey.
That's fair.
Yeah, don't really know what to say. That hasn't been said. Oh, I said it earlier, not on the podcast though. Family Business is, on most days, is probably my favorite Kanye song. It just
Bold.
It just feels so. I don't want to say wholesome because there are definitely not wholesome things on there. Thank you,
Shut up.
but
Can't wait to sample that.
it just, I don't know. That song really gets to me for some reason. And you're right. I think you said it, how it's definitely the most grounded one. Because at that point, he wasn't Kanye West.
Yeah.
He was just the guy
Just
who
a
made
dude.
beats. So I think that does make it more relatable for the average Joes like us, you know, who can't really cry and complain about being treated unfairly in the fashion industry.
Right. Also, no. Also,
no.
also, Last Call is, no. Now that we're in my top 3, like, I can't really say, like, this is, like, the best, like, outro, but, like, Last Call is a fucking, like, phenomenal outro. One of my favorite outros for, like, any album ever, just with the whole, it's long as shit, but, like, it doesn't overstay its welcome, and he's just, like, talking about his life, just, like, fucking wild, just good. Sorry, we can continue now.
Number 2.
Number two.
Number two.
Number 2.
Number 2.
Number 2 is
It's real.
Beautiful Dark Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Why?
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm sorry.
All right, let's get this into like
Explain.
monologue.
Yeah. What you said about Fantano not liking it because you have to be invested in Kanye. I don't know if that's an unfair criticism, but for him to knock it down as much as he did, I think that was unfair. But I think this album is easily Kanye's most personal. I feel like it's a very deep character study, especially Runaway is kind of like the not pinnacle, but like the centerpiece of the album, where he's just like talking about it's a character. So he's like, I'm an asshole, but you guys are just gonna have to fucking be okay with that. That's who I am. And I feel like that attitude kind of like runs rampant throughout the whole thing. The production is fantastic. I feel like
It's alright.
it's okay. I feel like the what I said about Kid See Ghost feeling like it. Cool, love that. Love that as well. I
Did
feel
you
like,
did you burp at all in the first podcast?
I don't know, honestly.
Well, I'm glad you're
the
getting
they
them
don't
in
know
now.
This is like your main character.
Hey,
Jake.
Jacob was trying to talk.
What are we talking about?
Beautiful Purpose of Fantasy. I feel like the production on what I said about Kid See Ghost being like this like blend of like past Kanye with the sampling, but then like a futuristic like look towards like whatever he's doing next. I feel like that's like here like in like
Better.
full force. Yeah, but better in my opinion. It's just like songs like Power, which I know half of y'all don't fuck with. I just feel like
It's not that we don't
I
fuck
like the
with-
song.
Yeah, it's not that we don't
It's
fuck with it.
it just-
overstays its welcome.
Yeah.
I disagree, but I feel like just the samples and the way he takes that, like all of the different samples he chopped up, feel like something you would get from like old Kanye, but then the way he chops them up to make this like stadium anthem feels just like this like blending of like
That'd be a great song live.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it just
Oh,
like
yeah.
creates this just like new like level of production from Kanye, and so like that runs throughout all of this like. Lost in the World is just like this Maximalist masterpiece. Runaway, obviously. Devil in a New Dress, which makes me so mad because Kanye didn't even produce that, and it's the only song on the entire
Who
album.
produced it?
Some dude named Bink, who was like really big when Just Blaze.
What?
Wait,
Bink?
seriously?
Bink. Yeah,
What?
Kanye didn't produce Devil in a New Dress. It's
He didn't
Bink.
even like help or anything.
I think he's the only producer. I think Bink is the only producer on that song.
There's
Someone,
no way.
someone Google
Let
Look it up,
that.
but I'm
me
almost-
pull out the receipts.
Yeah,
real quick.
get on
After we were
Wikipedia.
all like, "That's a fucking amazing song."
I think that's genuinely the only song on the album that he didn't produce, and
Dude,
it
there's
makes
no
me.
way.
I think so,
I'm like about to start crying, dude.
but yeah,
I'm never listening to that again.
Production wild, and I just
God.
really love it.
It's produced by Mike Dean and Bink.
And Bink, okay, that's what I thought.
Oh my god.
Well, thank you, Mike Dean.
Shout out Mike Dean on the keys.
Like Mike Peen, am I right?
God damn
You're
it.
out of the podcast. But yeah, bars impeccable, gorgeous. What's a Black Beetle anyway? A fucking roach. Guess that's why they got me. Just go the fuck off, please. Yeah, I'm not even all of the lights. The only good Kanye Drake collaboration. Monster.
I forgot Drake was on that song.
You can barely hear him, but
I'm,
like
I'm sorry.
Kid Cudi's
Drake was in
feature.
that song.
there are so many fucking people on that song.
I know there were, but Drake's in that song. Where is
Yeah.
he in that
Hey, I
song?
want to
You
point
can-
out that Mike Dean did the piano, bass, and guitar on Devil in a New Dress.
Damn, Mike Dean, go the fuck off. But like even the songs I like a little less, like Blame Game, which I agree overstays its welcome with the Chris Rock skit. I still think that skit is funny as fuck.
No, it's cool.
Yeah, Yeezy be a poster my pussy.
I don't really care for the song.
And
Easy, taught you well.
I definitely disagree on Runaway overstaying its welcome because I feel like that outro with the vocoder is like pretty much like the point of the album. Hell of a Life is probably like my least favorite song on the album, and even then I still really enjoy
I think
it.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I love that song.
See, it's hard to say what is your least favorite song on an album that is like so revered by us,
Yeah, exactly.
because like I love that song, but I love every song, so
Yeah.
it's really hard to say what is quote unquote my least favorite.
Exactly. And just, yeah, the features all do what they need to do. I don't think there's a single feature I don't like on here. I didn't know who the fuck Bon Iver was before I listened to this, and then like I heard him, I was like, Lost in the World is, yeah, top 10 Kanye for me. Who Will Survive in America, if we're not even counting that as a track, but I feel like the weight it gives to the album is important, and I really enjoyed that.
Who will survive in America?
Who Will Survive in America? The bubbling.
They got a Grammy.
Really?
Bubbling did.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
All right, that's what we're doing.
Yeah, that threw
That
me
was
off.
too far.
I was like, huh? Yeah, Dark Fantasy kind of overstays its welcome for me, but like aside from that, it's a wonderful character study of Kanye. I feel like you do kind of have to be invested in him to like give a shit, but regardless, everything else makes up for it in such like huge numbers that it shouldn't matter. It's pretty much a perfect album.
All right.
Yeah.
I pretty much agree with them. For the most part, I wouldn't agree with "Lost in the World" being top 10 Kanye songs ever.
Everyone has a
Man,
different top 10 Kanye songs.
when-
That's when we get deep in the
discussion.
shit.
God,
Yeah, that would
if we
be-
ever want a 5-hour-long
I
podcast, we
think
can
Jacob
rank
and I
every
have the
single
Same
song.
favorite Kanye song.
What, "Devil in a New Dress"?
No.
No.
What?
We'll get to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, like, also, there are... Sorry, this is the last thing. The story behind the album is fucking wild. Taylor Swift shit, fucking wild. And I remember, like, listening to this for the first time, and, like, Runaway played, and, like, the piano kept playing, and I thought, like, my phone was, like, fucked up or something, and I was like, wait, what? So just, like, moments like that where, like, he'll, like, play with, like, your idea of what music, like, not, like, what music is, but just, like, how a song can go, I think is wonderful. And then... yeah, I get chills when, like, whatever uncredited singer on Lost in the World is like, "Run from the light." Like,
Oh yeah.
fuck, bro.
Yeah.
So, like, an album that can, like, make
That
me
was
feel
Taylor
like
Swift,
that.
actually.
Oh, shit. But, yeah, an album that can make me feel like that. Just, like, there aren't a lot of albums like that. So, wow, one of my favorite albums ever.
Number 2,
It's number
gotta
2.
be The College Dropout.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
very
I think
fair.
it's near perfect apart from, like, the new workout plan.
Can I go ahead with you and say my number 2 is also "College Dropout"?
Yes.
Yeah,
The features are great. Amazing sample-based production. And
just timed out.
never let me down. Never let me down in Spaceship are some of my favorite Kanye songs ever. Period.
"Through the Wire" is amazing.
Through the
Yeah.
Wire is amazing.
And
The
I mean,
story of that
obviously
song is
the
amazing.
story.
Jesus
Yeah.
walk.
No, and that's what was so cool about.
The fact that this album even happened is amazing.
The fact that Kanye's career,
Yeah.
bro. Like,
Yeah.
But that's what made like what was cool about like Rick Ross's verse on "Devil in a New Dress" when he's like
'cause, like,
had
it was, like, the last
ciphers.
day.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
and then
sorry.
he's talking about the bar when he's like had ciphers with Yeezy before his mouth wired, before his jaw shattered, climbing up the Lord's ladder. It's like, oh my
You
god.
gave me goosebumps.
Yeah, no, but one of my favorite songs on there that when we did the Yay March Madness thing, whatever, that gets a lot farther for me than a lot of people. Get 'em high, which you
That's a
were talking
great
about the I love the beat on there, but you were
Mhm.
talking about the Common's verse on there. Yeah, I see it. That's when the song that's definitely not the peak of the song. That's I don't know. I really like the.
Okay, it's just so funny. He says, "Real rap is hard to find like a remote," and I'm like, just in my head, I'm like, well, that's kind of cringe. And then he says, "Control rap is out of," and I'm like, okay, all right.
Used to, but still got. I don't know. I like that. And then, I mean,
Yeah.
Jesus Walks, iconic. Spaceship is amazing.
Spaceship is so
A
good.
very,
Spaceship.
very different Kanye song.
The Chipmunk soul sample.
Oh,
Holy
that whole
fuck.
style.
All Falls Down is super catchy.
So
We don't
soft.
care.
I want to give a shout out to 2 words.
Great song.
Oh, yeah.
I was about to say that, Jamie. Are you serious?
Gosh.
It's just an amazing album. It really is. And that's one that has stuck with me since first listen. And that doesn't happen to me with a lot of albums.
Mhm.
I can't agree with that one. When I first listened to it, I only thought it was okay. Somehow.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Mm.
I was kind of stupid.
I mean, you're also probably a lot
I was
less developed in your
14
music
or
taste.
15.
Yeah. I mean, I can't
Yeah.
blame myself.
I was
Like,
14, I think.
like my first listens for stuff when I was 14 is a lot different than
Yeah.
than now.
That's why I'm like years in the future when we go back and listen to us, like we're only 18 and like you said 2 years, so what, 20?
I'm 45.
Oh, okay. Well, when you're 65 and you listen to this, you're gonna be like, what the fuck was I thinking?
I had like 5 more Kanye albums by then.
It's so wild to think about.
I always it's
5-minute albums.
I always like wonder like how we're gonna look back at hip hop after it stops being the most popular genre.
When it turned into rock.
Yeah.
Is it?
Will it stop being the most popular genre?
Will it die like rock music?
I don't think it'll die completely.
Well,
I
But,
wonder
like,
what's
But
gonna...
that's also what people said about rock music, so I don't
It
really
didn't
know.
die completely.
I mean,
No, but, like,
nothing
Pop Punk
dies
tried to keep
completely.
I just meant
alive.
that figuratively.
Yeah, but nothing dies completely.
Yeah.
I'm just curious to see what the next
Yeah.
trend is
What
because
the post-trap
it
will
was
be like.
Bling, and then it was like the beginning, and then rise of trap, and then I think you're right. I feel like we're in a post-trap world.
Uh,
I think we've already
I think we're like at
reached
the tail end.
the
It's a lot
most
trap
of it.
influence. One
Yeah.
is
I
just
definitely
straight
feel like
trap.
something
But I can't.
new is somehow going to happen. I would not be shocked at all if, with everything going on, if sort of like rap rock came back and there was like not the new big thing,
You're
but
talking
definitely like
Linkin
way bigger.
Park, like when they mix like
Yeah,
like
but
that.
but that's more like rock with rap, and I'm thinking even more like a symbiotic or just rap featuring rock influences.
Like Kids See Ghosts kind of thing, or
Not even.
That the fucking Rage Against the Machine cover Denzel
Yeah.
did.
Oh, okay.
You hear like punk and like metal influences.
metal influence rap is like.
Like
Very
these are
highly
like
climbing.
big things, and
Here we go.
yeah,
Rico.
City
and Zilla
Morning.
Kami. I definitely feel like that stuff. Not that it's gonna like take off and be the next big thing, but I think that's definitely gonna be a stepping stone to whatever is next.
Mhm.
That's why I feel like we're definitely at the end of the trap world because that
Yeah.
stuff is getting more
We're in
popular.
our punk phase now.
Yeah.
I would be so down with that. I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, I would say the punk phase was definitely the Uzi Yachty, Kodak Black, that
I feel
whole
like, yeah.
XXL thing.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
say that we're like. I'll agree with you in that like we're moving towards the end, but I wouldn't say we're post trap yet because I can't really identify a style that's coming that's like dominant now. I feel like trap is still kind of got its hooks in the white kids. But
I remember.
Yeah, well,
when-
I mean, we're a little late on most things. so-
yeah,
I
because I feel like I would
remember-
argue trap kind of like peaks 2015ish, but
See, that's how I feel about The Life of Pablo. I feel like it goes back to like a whole song is just Panda by Designer.
yeah, exactly.
I feel like that's very
it's like an encapsulation
Trap music,
of the
you
era.
know?
It's kind of like just like a snapshot. of-
Yeah, where it's
Got
like
it
this
there.
is what was going on.
Yeah.
But I'd argue somebody told me I was talking to somebody about like how he's like I feel like people should stop like being so mad at mumble rap because if the genre wants to evolve, it needs to have subgenres and like mumble rap can be a subgenre of like the overall umbrella and there can be other genres and I feel like it's moving towards like you said, it's the most popular genre right now, but like rock, there were a billion different subgenres of rock,
Mhm.
and I feel like rap will continue to go in that lane. But I'm interested to see what's going next. Not that it has anything to do with the podcast.
Yeah,
at
Well, no,
all,
but it's still relevant.
Where are
No,
we?
one last thing I want to say though is
Yeah.
I'm very interested in how we're going to look back in rap history in the way that like it's very like general consensus among bands of 70s, 80s, and 90s when you throw out like Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin, asterisk with Brendan, and bands like that are very like what am I trying to
Genre
say?
defining?
They're genre defining and they're globally known as just like objectively at least good, like the Beatles,
Yeah.
stuff like
Mhm.
that, like objectively good.
Yeah.
Whereas we're gonna look back and like I can think of like mixing the quality with also the popularity to cement you in rap history.
Mhm.
So I mean, you have your Biggie and your Pac, but then like now where we have Kendrick, and then it's like, are we gonna be talking about Drake that way? Like who are we gonna throw in that cat? Are we gonna be talking about J. Cole that way? Is J. Cole gonna
Kanye
cement
West.
himself?
It's
I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
it's definitely
he
weird
kinda-
because like as 6ix9ine is like in like Twitter news like all the time. Number
Yeah.
one, no one's gonna give a shit about him
Yeah.
in like
Right.
years to come. Honestly,
But I feel like who you mentioned, Drake and J. Cole, have like not that universal acclaim that the Beatles, because like the Beatles discography is like not like flawless, but like people don't care because
Yeah.
like
Because
they're
they
legends.
have their tins.
They have their tens, they have their legends, and I feel like Kendrick will definitely be like cemented, but like when it comes to like
has
Drake and J.
heavy
Cole,
influence.
Drake will have the influence, but I feel like when it comes to like a quality discography after 2015, he kind of gave up on that, and I feel like that was a conscious
I
decision.
feel like even his fans know that.
Yeah, and then with J. Cole, I feel like I don't know, maybe I feel like he'll maybe be like not a footnote. I feel like he'll have like some sort of importance, but when it comes to like the legendary status, I don't know. But hey, who the fuck knows?
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
They still have careers to go.
just a prediction, but I really do think people look back at Kanye's discography the way that we look at the Beatles.
No, I definitely agree with
Albums
that.
that are very varied,
hmm
but still unique in their own sound, and are a perfect snapshot of what society was like at that time. And they're all just different, but still, it's still the Beatles, and you can still tell when a Kanye album is a Kanye album. I really do feel like that is going to be like the comparison there, at least when we talk about like legends because like even like the only thing like stopping like Kendrick is the fact that like he doesn't like he hasn't put out as much stuff, and I feel like if he does get up to like way more albums, we would talk about him the same way. It's just
I'm really interested.
as of right now, the last album that he put out was Damn.
Yeah,
because he kind of just went super contemporary all of a sudden.
Yeah, but
And it was like, whoa, okay then.
I don't think that's
After,
really
like To Pimp a Butterfly, and it's like
I feel like he kind of said everything he needed to say on Butterfly, and then we're just like, let me just flex on y'all for a little bit.
But even then, Damn is still like
Damn, still
Great
like
album.
very
Yeah.
deep and
And, like,
conceptual, but
I don't know. I'm just a slut for concept albums, so I really hope he continues that trend. But I don't think it's fair to like talk about like a Black Panther compilations being like, oh, he's going mainstream. Like
yeah, that's different.
I don't.
He
I
was
don't even
com-
count that.
That's not
he
even
was
like his-
commissioned by Marvel to make it. I don't
Yeah.
really think
Yeah.
that should be a fair discussion.
Okay, honestly though, like back to the Kanye thing, I feel like we're watching in real time like a genre defining artist.
mm-hmm.
In the same like if we were there for the Beatles,
Yeah.
or if we were there for I don't think I was about to throw out Nirvana, but I don't like to
I
put
don't-
them in the same category.
No.
It's-
Because like even though they're
it's grunge
popular,
rock.
but
I don't know. That's a whole different
I think
thing.
there's like a whole like subgenre argument that you could
You should have
have.
said
Yeah.
Linkin Park.
Yeah, My Chemical Romance.
Anyway, back to the rankings.
it's
I think it's your
no,
turn?
it's mine
No,
because
it's-
you
already-
two had
you
the same
said
number
College
two,
Dropout.
and then my number 2 is your number 2, which is Dark Fantasy.
Okay.
Why?
Well,
Yes.
again, it comes down to like the order that I listened to these albums in, and that was probably the third album that I ever listened to. And this was also a period in my life where I had really never listened to a rap album. So like listening to all this stuff was not only me listening to Kanye for the first time, but really getting any taste of like rap music when I actually like want to sit down and listen to it. So I agree with everything that's been said so far. But I think my personal 2 cents of why I enjoy this is just like Aphex Twin. I was familiar with the album Drux, is how you spell it, and then the song Avril 14th ended up like becoming the instrumental for Blame Game, and like the excitement I felt as like a 16-year-old listening to that and being like, oh my god, wow, for the first time is like something that still feels very special to me to this day. But I mean, I can't really say anything else outside of that hasn't been said, so I think we should get on with our number ones.
Well, we
Our
all have.
finale.
Sampling wild.
We can just tag team this.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
One play registration. Ear rape.
What is yours? Jesus.
Oh.
Okay,
Oh,
we'll
right.
talk about the good album first.
I just don't think there's a single flaw on this album.
Nope.
I think Kanye's at his best in every single aspect. He's topical.
Iconic.
Yeah. Like with topical with
Diverse.
Diamonds and Sierra Leone, Addiction, super personal with something like Hey Mama or Roses.
Roses.
God.
And I think he has the pop appeal with Touch the Sky,
Anybody-
Gold Digger.
To put Adam Levine on your fucking soul album with strings, just like what? And it
Yeah,
and
I
doesn't
think
sound out of place. It sounds fucking
Has
perfect.
Kanye's best song, Heard Him Say.
Yeah, same.
So
You think that's you,
that's
you
just
guys
my
think,
favorite.
That's
song.
my
seriously,
favorite song by
I don't
Kanye.
think that's the best song on this album.
Yikes.
Okay.
Roses. For Roses
It's
or We
so
Major?
close, though.
I mean,
But,
yeah,
like,
every song on
Roses,
here you
for-
can make
For
a
me,
good case.
We
go
Major
back
is my
to
favorite song.
We
We
Major is
Major
an
goes hard.
amazing
There
song,
is
and it's
going-
underrated.
Going
Can I
back to our
talk my
conversation,
shit?
there is a
Rap
mix of
music
Hey
is amazing.
Jude and We Major, and it is fire as shit. But continue.
Drive Slow,
Drive
Crack
slow.
music,
Crack
Touch the
music.
sky.
Addiction.
Even Gold Digger, even though it's like
Alright.
overplayed to
Why does
shit.
no one talk about Addiction? That song is fantastic. I really like that
That's one of
song.
my most listened to on the album.
It's weird because
Honestly.
like even on like the Kanye subreddit, I'm on there a lot. Like,
Oh,
and
shit.
obviously people fuck my anus, circle jerk the man so much. That song is never mentioned, and I feel like that's one of his best songs.
Is that the one song that I know it doesn't have the bar that I was talking about in Kendrick's song, but it's the one I think Absol says it. I'm trying to remember what the bar. You know what I'm talking about, right?
I know what you're talking about. I don't know.
I can't remember the.
I don't know the
I'm gonna
bar.
look for it for a second. You guys talk about stupid shit.
Shout out Absol.
Celebration. great as well.
Celebration, ridiculous.
I think this
gone.
Yeah,
Obviously.
the skits are just as
good as
memorable.
College Dropout.
Yeah.
Maybe even funnier. Actually, no. Yeah, these are better than the College Dropout skits.
Wake Up, Mr. West is funny.
Bro. We ain't got it.
It's just a great
It's
album.
just, I can't.
I honestly don't even.
I think
The
this
production, just like using your own money to buy like a full orchestra to just like perform this like all the production. Him and John Bryan, who was like been part of like most of my favorite albums. He was on a lot of Blonde shit. He was on Swimming. He just like every album he touches is just fucking legendary, and just the way I said it was like College Dropout's like logical extension when it comes to like production. Why was that so hard to remember? I feel like it's like the logical extension when it comes to production, and I feel like every Kanye album is sort of like a different. Oh my god, Oh my god.
Hey, Brendan, can you edit those out? Thanks.
Yeah, please. Cool.
I don't know how to edit.
Oh my god. Okay, so I feel like it's his logical extension. I feel like throughout Kanye's discography, each album is like very like distinct in like the theme or like the sound that it's going for, and each album is very distinct from like the previous one. I feel like here is the only album where it's ever like similar, and I feel like the only reason it is so he could go back and perfect what he did on College Dropout. And I feel like they are very similar projects, but this one is just like dissonant. It's just on another level. Just like what?
I'm with you on. I think this is just like College Dropout done to perfection.
But better, yeah. Just like and just there's some sounds on here that like I still don't. I think that this and Yeezus are his like the best production on his albums. I know y'all might not disagree with that shit, but just like there is a sound like at the very end of Crack Music. I don't know what the fuck it is. It sounds like like.
All right, you'll have to play it for us after this podcast.
Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It sounds like the modulate. Yeah, it sounds like the
you
fucking...
listeners at home, play the song.
It sounds like fucking like the modulation of like people crying, and it's just fucking ridiculous.
He's gonna play this and we're gonna be like, what? You're thinking way too deep.
What the fuck? That was just a French horn.
It's like, what are you talking about? This isn't like a fucking like xylophone. And then the production is wild. The sample on Diamonds from Sierra Leone, fuck. Gone. The fucking breakdown at the end, and then the beat switch. The lyricism,
The piano on her say makes me
makes me want to cry, bro.
Hey Mama makes me want to cry. That's one.
Hey Mama genuinely like brought me to
tears.
Like real shit. Like the other day when I made that tweet, like I was sort of like eyes were watering, not full on like crying, but I was just like not even like thinking about like, oh yeah, I do love my mom, but also like knowing what happened between Kanye and his mom.
There's a performance.
Fucking sad to think about.
I promise I'm gonna go back to school, and it's like he got his.
And then he did. Yeah. Got a degree. There's a performance at the 2008 Grammys, like right after she died, where he's doing "Hey Mom" and he like breaks down on stage, and it's just so sad.
Are you thinking of the Yeezus tour?
No.
Oh, well, he also does it during the Yeezus tour, where he's doing "Hey Mom" and he just fucking falls to his knees. It's like, bro, just take it out the set list. You don't have to do that.
But yeah, just everything on here. The lyrics, it's easily Kanye's best album in terms of lyrics, in my opinion. There are just so many bars. I think even though Gold Digger is like not annoying, I just feel like it's been overplayed and overexposed. But like the story he's telling on that is like, I don't know, interesting. Dude fucking gave Lupe Fiasco a career with that feature on Touch the Sky.
He sounds so young.
He sounds like a child.
It's so cool to see that.
Even the game feature isn't shit, and it's like, wow, that's an accomplishment in itself.
Hey.
He has Nas and Jay-Z on the same album. Consequence and Cameron's feature on Gone.
Cameron is great.
Just fucking ridiculous. The song I like least on here is Late, and that's not even really part of the album. And like,
I can't say anything bad about it.
I can't say bad about it. I can't say
take off a song.
Yeah, I can't say anything. Every song here is essential. The skits are essential, and I've never fucking said that. Like, even albums I fucking love, like 2001, I don't need to hear Dr. Dre fucking a bitch for 2 minutes. I don't need that. But here, the skits add to the album. They just everything about this album. There's not a bad feature. There's fuck dog. This is perfect. This is a perfect album.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
I think that about
it's
sums
his
it up.
perfect album.
Yeah.
I think that
there's nothing else.
Go ahead, Jamie.
Man.
All right, so
Hit him with it.
before I testify, I know for like
I'm
an
done
hour,
shitting on you.
an hour. That's what I'm gonna say. An hour and 45 minutes. I know it's been like all goofs and stuff. Can I genuinely explain why Yeezus means so much to me
Sure.
Yeah. go
without
ahead.
like jokes about like, oh, it sucks?
Okay.
That's the saddest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Because it is fucking sad. Because I don't want to back down my opinion and be like, oh yeah, no, I know. I know how much I love that album, and it's because that really is the album that got me into rap music, and I have to be forever grateful to Gesaffelstein, Daft Punk, Hudson Mohawk, Arca. For what?
And Travis Scott.
Yeah, but I didn't know the fucker at the time. I'm saying these were people that I already enjoyed,
Mhm.
and it was specifically Hudson Mohawk. I was looking him up on Apple Music because I want to consume every piece of content that man has ever put out. And I saw Yeezus pop up, and I was like, Kanye West, what did he do for this? I was like, I guess he produced some of it. And I like started going through like some of the production credits, and I was like, and it had like Thomas Bangalter and Guy to Home and Krista. I was like, Daft Punk was a part of this too? Wow. And I listened to it, and it was like one of you guys said when you listened to College Dropout for the first time, you instantly loved it and you never forgot that. That is exactly how I felt about Yeezus. Even every other Kanye album is like, oh, I'll listen to it a few times and I really like it. The first time I heard Yeezus, I was like, I really, really enjoy this.
I understand that connection because, like, the album that got me into hip hop was Good Kid, Mad City, and I can still think back to that day, and it's still probably my favorite album ever.
Yeah. Oh my god.
That's cemented in
ever.
history.
I'm glad-
That is
I'm
so
glad
You can't change it now. It's
Nobody
over.
else was talking when that happened. And for that, I am
I'm
grateful.
gonna go ahead and go.
But no, you're right. I remember exactly like I was like summer of 2016. I was driving on the way to the hospital where I volunteered, and I was like, I'll put this on, I'll listen to it. And I was fucking blown away. And I couldn't wait to get done with my volunteering shift so I could listen to it.
Get done with all those fuckers and
Yeah.
back to the music.
Fuck you, sick people. Yeah. Again, I know it's a controversial hot take, and I know the number one reason why it is number one for me is pure nostalgia and emotional appeal. Because I understand, not even understand, I can agree with a lot of the criticisms. But for that, for what it like actually does to me, it way surpasses any of the criticisms.
Nostalgia and like memory of albums can like
And
really influence.
Well,
It's not a necessarily bad thing, though.
No,
And again, we'll see how. Well, that's why I don't claim to be a reviewer. Like, all you guys are way better at this because, like.
wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, no, this
We
isn't.
just talk our talk.
This
Yeah.
isn't me shitting on myself. I promise. You guys are better at because, like, you were saying you compared like song by song. I didn't do that. I was just like, how do I feel about this? All right. How do I feel about this? All right. But like Jesus, how do I feel about it? I think it's wonderful. So, all right. Someone has a huge dick over there. But
yeah.
I mean, I can relate.
I don't think Jesus is bad.
Jesus is not. No, I can understand. Like, I feel like
you have
had,
never
like-
you have never said that to
Yes,
me.
I have. I said
No,
it's
you
alright.
haven't.
I just think it's his worst album.
Ah.
Which the only issues I have with it is that I just don't think it does. I don't think he went far enough. That's it.
We don't come from
Really?
the same vein, also.
Yeah, that's
Well, yeah, because
I
I
don't-
mentioned
yeah.
that earlier that like my main background appeal was electronic
Mhm.
music, and I really enjoy all the weird like some of the songs just sound like the dude is punching a synth,
yeah.
and that's great to me. Versus like it can be extremely grating for you, especially because the opener I mentioned that the opener for Jesus is like the best like. It sets the album tone like no other opening track I've ever really experienced when I listen to a new album.
Yeah.
Versus like you fucking hate it.
I don't hate it. It's just
Alright.
bad.
It's
See,
just terrible.
that's why when I can't tell like if you're japing or not because all I've heard you say
No,
is
I'll
I
just-
hate that song and I can't tell if you're doing
Yeah,
it to like
Bring
get
I'll
at me
just
or
go
not.
Stay capping.
I go too far. I don't even think it's a bad album. It's just I think it's fun to shit on
Yeah.
it for your sake.
Thanks.
But
Awesome.
I think it has highlights. It's highlights for sure.
What
Some of
about
Kanye's
Streetlights?
best songs.
all of the
I'm
lights.
sorry.
Shut the fuck up.
I can definitely agree. I feel like for most albums, most Kanye albums I can see, like especially my top 3, you could really put any of these at number 1 and like it wouldn't change.
Mhm.
And like even though Yeezus is low on my list, higher than both of y'all, but like, shut the fuck up. I definitely have like that same kind of connection with it because it was the first. I remember like coming home and like watching like coming home and watching the
Again?
after I left home and came back home, the SNL performance.
That was so ugly.
Suck me.
Suck me.
Suck me.
I remember coming home and watching the SNL performance of him doing Black Skinhead when nobody knew what the album was going to be like, and people were just like, what the fuck is happening? And I just feel like I wasn't super heavy into music back then. Like, I knew who Kanye West was, but like seeing an artist do that kind of like shit on all their, not like shit on all their previous work, but kind of just like say like, it was a risk, I think, to release an album like Yeezus after releasing hits just the fucking year before. He had like Mercy and Click or whatever, and which are pretty big on the radio. Click.
Forgot about that song.
Yeah, after releasing, Niggas in Paris was like at least top 5.
He's black.
Billboard.
He's black.
He's the black one on the cover. It's okay.
He's the blue one on the cover.
Yeah, I'm the blue and green one. But like to release, he'd been pretty big. Awful. He'd been pretty big on like the radio. He was like still a very mainstream artist. Yeezus, there's nothing on Yeezus for the radio, and it's done like that on purpose.
Mm.
So to like know who Kanye was from like that standpoint, and then to like watch him basically say,
it was a bold move.
Yeah, but to like basically say fuck all that. I was like what, 14 when Yeezus came out. I was like, artists can do that? They can have different albums? And so like I when it leaked, it came out and I remember just like being blown away by the intro. And like Late Registration and Yeezus, easily his best produced albums. Like I'm in it like lyrical content aside, like I'm in it has like so many fucking like different like parts and just like different elements. And then like after Yeezus, I went back and like really listened to like Kanye's discography. So I mean, I guess you could like low-key say that this is the album that like really got me into Kanye.
Jacob just be talking, bro.
It's literally sucked me off.
I think also too the fact every album is unique, but there's almost like a pairing for it. So it's like College Dropout, Late Registration, Kid Seagulls, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy,
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fanny.
Like, it definitely does have, like, roots to 808s, and then 808s is definitely, like, it follows Graduation.
Yeah.
There is nothing that sounds like Yeezus.
I agree.
And for me personally, I really appreciate that.
Yeah. I feel like it's almost...
It also annoys me. I want more.
Yeah. I feel like it's a reaction to My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. No, it's never happening. I feel like it's a reaction to My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. It's like, instead of this huge, super maximalist album... let's strip everything away and see what the fuck sticks. It also got me really into production. Like, I didn't like give a shit about like who produced the song until I looked and I was like, well, the Daft Punk, the Get Lucky people produced this?
Was Get Lucky out?
Yeah, it was summer 2013.
God, how old is that song?
2013.
I was like, wow, I know these guys.
Get Lucky's good.
We were playing Black Ops 2 listening to that song.
Oh my god. I forgot how old Random Access Memories is.
That's such a
but
good album.
that got me. I started like looking at production credits after that and seeing like figuring out who like Hudson Mohawk was, and like so I'm like, who's this Travis Scott fellow? And listen to Al Farrow. I'm like, well, I'm never gonna listen to him again. And then just like I don't know. You say there's nothing like Yeezus, but I feel like there are some tracks where like Rick Rubin like didn't like completely say fuck everything, we're not doing this. Like not Blood on the Leaves, but I feel like definitely at the end of like Guilt Trip. It feels like almost like My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy-esque with just how like maximalist it feels. Yeah. But then songs like Bound 2, I definitely agree with you. Kanye's never produced anything that sounds like that. It's literally just like one fucking he's pressing a button like the whole time. Like, but production wise, fire. Yeah, Ben, shut up. God damn.
Huge shout out for Hudson Mohawk replying to me on Twitter. So.
Oh yeah. Fuck's on us.
Fuck all y'all.
Cloud gang.
Nice.
Actually, I will have you know that January 1st, 2016, I quote retweeted a Complex thing that said, "What's your favorite song of the year?" And I said, "Escape from Arkham Asylum," and Esoteric liked it. So
that's cool.
You're super awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Diplo retweeted me.
I have an autograph from Betty White, so
Alright.
yeah.
All right, we gotta stop there.
Yeah.
I have AirPods. I'll leave it
Shit,
that.
bro. You got
God damn
clout.
it.
You got clout, bro.
But do you have the black ones?
Shit, no.
Do you have waves?
Wave
I
tech.
do.
That's what I thought.
All right, are we good?
Yeah.
We fucking
Is every-
talked for 2 hours. We better be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Has everyone got it out of their
I'm
system?
good.
I will say
Hey,
this honestly went better than I thought it was going to. Like in terms of how
Do you not
like,
have faith
similar
in us?
each. No. I didn't think like this.
Oh, you okay.
I
see
just
what
mean
you
like how similar.
I think meant like it was going to be a shit show.
No.
I was like, well, I didn't think that.
Real quick, me and Jacob already said our favorite Kanye songs.
ever.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
are you two?
I said mine on most days is family business.
You did.
I go in between. This kind of cheating. 'Cause I
You can only
three.
say one.
I go in between Ultralight Beam, Roses, and Devil in a New Dress.
Fine.
Those
Devil in a
three.
New Dress, probably top 3.
For
That
the
and
devil's
Spaceship.
neck to the drift of Pangy.
Okay.
All right, we can
We
wrap
good?
it up now.
All right.
And that was the Awfully Hot Coffee Podcast.
Thank you.
Episode 2.
Thank you for all three people who listened to all 2 hours of that. It was
Thanks, Mom.
really cool. Thanks.
All right. Bye, guys.
All right.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye. See
We'll
ya.
we'll update more often.
We'll see about
Maybe.
Maybe. All right.
that. Yeah.
As soon as Ben gets a mic. You gotta press the stop
You
button.
get it.